where fantasies come alive. Rocking out with El Slack and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit and explode. Whoa, let's hit explode. Let's hit explode.
What's up, everybody? It's the Neutral Zone now with Swarley and our special guest, Happy MFer. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Good afternoon from down under.
What time is it for you right now? 2:30?
No, 10 to 4 now. We're an hour ahead because of our daylight savings kicked in.
Oh, that's right. Happy, where are you located at right now?
I'm in like San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, we're in the same time zone then.
Yeah. So it's just about 10 o'clock, well, 9:50, right?
9:50. We got off to a late start today. We were bullshitting and got lost.
My fault. I was ranting again.
Yeah, that's okay. We got to get I'll use my basketball reference. I got to get all my bad shots out before the game starts so that way I don't miss. So I can shoot 100%.
Good way to think.
Yeah, I try. What's been going on?
With what? There's a lot going on in the world right now. I mean, we got robots.
I was just going to talk about robots.
Yeah, I saw that on Ben's show.
Holy shit. Have you seen those little fuckers?
Yeah,
I'm not.
A robot.
Dude, I want one.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Having them making you drinks and cleaning up your house.
Yeah.
I've got one of them. I mean, sorry, are we talking robots still?
You better be careful.
I know. That's where I'll lose my nuts if I talk like that.
Big High Guy's wife is going to come and assassinate you.
I don't know about his wife, my wife.
Well, there's that too. I have one misogynistic joke of a rant, and all of a sudden I'm some massive piece of shit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, it happens. I'm looking at. I just happened to pop up this this chat I'm in, and Jin Skrilla is. These look like sex robots.
Yeah, they're making those too.
Are they really?
Yeah, they've actually been making those since like 2017, I want to say.
Is Elon making those sex robots?
That'd be where the money is.
Yeah, I would imagine he's probably got some company, some money invested in something like that. You know who said they were investing heavily in that was Arthur Hayes, the guy who used to run BitMEX.
Okay.
You familiar with him at all?
Nope.
How about you?
Please.
Arthur Hayes is.
I've heard the name. I think it's before my time in crypto.
Yeah, he was like real big in like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, so I was 2020 when I came in.
And now he wants fuck bots?
Yeah, he was talking. I saw him on like a podcast the other day talking about that's where you should be putting your money is in the sex bots. Like find a company that's making those sex bots, start investing now because I mean, fuck, man, that's where that'll be some big money.
But you do realize that the whole internet, ever since it was spawned for the general public, so to speak, which was like the mid-90s, the main driver behind the technology improvement in the internet, it's always been the sex industry. It's been the transfer of videos, chat screens. Like, I mean, COVID couldn't have been as successful with people working from home as it was without the sex industry first creating all this, all these different streaming type platforms and technology that sees what we have today. it's what's driven all that technology and advancements and being able to do all that sort of stuff. And it wouldn't surprise me if sex is also the driver behind creating robots that do everything you want, including those things. Would not surprise me in the
The
slightest.
porn industry is the reason we have Blu-rays and not HD DVDs.
Yeah.
Well,
The porn industry adopted. Now, look, might have to fact check this, but pretty certain that that's why we have Blu-rays, because the porn industry adopted Blu-rays and not HD DVDs.
Yeah, no, same with like CDs and VHS, like there are DVDs and VHS that got adopted by porn, like basically because porn is your biggest buyer of that kind of product. Just like Swarley's saying, that's why that industry has kind of produced so much of the technology we have today.
So then I think we know what our next evolution of Upland is. We're gonna have Sex Island, also known as Fuck Island. That's where I'm gonna be the mayor of the Vulgar Uplander. I will dub myself the mayor of Fuck Island. Everybody can come and have sex in the metaverse in Upland.
Avatars can cross paths.
Yeah.
Get the headsets going, and then everybody will be able to just kind of mingle in the metaverse.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for, I think Upland's like a massive percent male over female. I mean, there are plenty of wonderful women in this game, but I think the ratio would be way one way than not the other.
Yeah,
but if you swing that way, that's fine. Not there's anything wrong with it.
I'm not judging. If you want to rub dicks with somebody, that's totally fine with me.
Pass. Anyway, let's change it.
I told you this show could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And whilst it's probably a happier topic than what I was probably going to talk about, it's probably getting a little bit off the rails.
Look,
we might get in trouble, but nobody's going to go to Alcatraz for this shit, right?
Well,
you never know. Maybe that's Fuck Island.
Maybe that's where it is.
Island.
Who knows?
Where would be a good place for Fuck Island? Bermuda?
Don't say Australia.
New Zealand. New Zealand.
That's not much of an improvement. I mean, they're our neighbours. I'll stay away from that one.
They would find a way to kill a boner.
I'm not even watching that shit. I should be watching this stuff. Oh, we need a hashtag. We need a hashtag.
One of the best comments I've ever seen. Oh Lord. Yeah, that's funny. We do need a hashtag for today. Boner. Hashtag boner.
I knew you would go straight there. I was in the middle of saying don't make it boner, and you went straight there.
It has to be boner. Okay, hold on. I gotta change the banner. Oh God, we're already off to a great start.
But people are gonna come in late and go, "Why boner?" And you'll be like, "Go watch the start."
Yeah, watch the start. Look, man, there's no rhyme or reason to the things I say or do or we decide, but it's definitely gotta be boner. Save that, and then there we go. Hashtag boner if you want to win. If you want to win something at the end of the show. This is the sole reason. It does not matter how many subscribers I get or if I become popular, I will never get nominated for
Broadcaster of the Year,
Podcaster of the Year,
Player of the Year.
Oh yeah, that's okay. What's up, Vape? Hey, don't forget to put in hashtag boner to win something.
All right, so we do have to address the elephant in the room, which you had alluded to in your video earlier. Was that this morning you did that video?
Yes, I did on my way to work.
You said I wasn't going to be here, which was true. I wasn't going to be here.
And then surprise, here you are.
And surprise, here I am. Elslack is too nice and wants to say I was going to be away on assignment, but which is not true. The bottom line is I'm going to be taking a break from basically anything Upland publicly as far as at least until beginning of next year. So probably somewhere mid to late January. Few reasons. Part of the reason is I am getting married. I am moving house, selling a house in this town, moving 1,000 kilometers away. So in driving time. That's about 8-10 hour drive away. Getting married, we've got in-laws visiting, so we're going to be pretty busy over the next few months anyway. So probably timing isn't bad for me to sort of get the shits and want to take a break. But as anyone that knows me even remotely knows that in the last few months I've been getting quite heavily into UGC, learning a lot, spending countless hours, blood, sweat, tears, creating certain stuff. And I'm just at the point of absolute max frustration, and I'm doing my best not to lose my shit at anybody, whether it be upland or community related, because I am just at the point where I feel like I am being treated unfairly or differently, not so much unfairly, just differently to my peers, to the other UGC creators. I mean, I'll show some examples, I guess, of, like I said, it's more of a final straw. It's not like this is a new development. People know that there's inconsistencies with upland and stuff like that. But I guess this is going to be my kind of little bit of a rant. I'm at the point where I really don't know what to do about this now. I've tried reaching out to upland, and of course you get fuck all in response. They don't answer your questions. They don't clarify anything with you. I'll share a screen. Oh, in a positive note, I just got this from Jay Sawyer. My Mint 129 silver dude.
What the hell?
How cool does that look? So you haven't got that, have you? You've got that. Are you getting
No, I
that, or
don't
the
got
silver
that.
one?
Freaking Jay Sawyer, that son of a bitch.
I paid for it. Well, I paid the upgrade.
Oh, well, there's
From
that.
bronze.
It was nice and
Yeah.
corrected. Jay Sawyer's a
He didn't
fantastic,
give it to me.
a wonderful
Oh, like-
gentleman.
He gave us the bronze one, as you will know, because he gave me mine. But I like the silver one anyway, and it just look. I've got high hopes, I guess, for Next World. I'll be watching Next World very, very closely in the future to see how this layer 2 goes in comparison to all the other layer 2s that we've had over the last couple of years, because let's face it, what's really survived? Unfortunately, it's just a road of carnage with layer 2s from what I can see. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But there's been so much promise and so little delivered, and it's just really getting disappointed. All right, so this debacle, this is my fuzz range. So anyone that's bought anything from my fuzz range, there's 5 items out there at the moment. For some reason, this one here, it's been the longest I've been trying to get done. This was initially created by an award-winning artist or creator for Upland, a player that I commissioned, paid a fair bit of money to have this made for. This dates back well over 12 months. So this is before that big break we had where we couldn't submit anything through Upland. This has been ongoing for so long, it's not funny. My latest submission of this is 60-something days and counting. I've had no response, no feedback, no nothing. I don't know what's going on. This is the 4th time it's been submitted. I really wanted it for this season because, as you know, harvest season with all my other stuff, I wanted this out there as well. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it. This was my pride and joy. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this one. Nothing. Of course, bit of a spin on that one, using the same, I guess, shell, but creating the flame fighters, which, mind you, the other one's called Fuzz because I'm not allowed to use the word police. Go figure. Even though other players have in the past, but okay, they changed the rules. Fair enough. If that's moving forward, what it is for everyone, cool. I can live with that. It'd be really disappointing if someone else releases something in the near future that is called police and I couldn't. But anyway, cross that bridge if it happens. So this one got rejected just the other day because it covers the roof. Like it was, so that was the only rejection. The only information I got for it was that the chimney on the roof, which anyone knows with the wall buildings has some sort of chimney on the roof, which must be an American thing because we don't really have chimneys on roofs in Australia.
You don't have chimneys?
Not really. Maybe some of the older sort of Federation houses and stuff might have, but modern houses, no. I mean,
we're going to talk about this later. Continue with your rant.
We have air conditioning. Like, why do we need chimneys for? Air conditioning.
Why you need a chimney, but continue with that, and we'll talk about chimneys later.
Anyway, so this one did get rejected during the week because it covers the roof because it covers the top and you can't see the chimneys. That's the only reason I reached out trying to get clarification. Of course, get fuck all. This one, guess what? Also does the same thing. This one got approved. I made it, but I made it for someone else. So whether that's got anything to do with why I'm getting knocked back and the other ones aren't, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I made it at sort of, I mean, it was Laban's idea. It was his creation. I just sort of put it into 3D form. It came out pretty good. I'm not, like, there are things that I'm not quite happy with, but it came out all right. It looks awesome. But it covers the roof, covers the chimneys. This got rejected just in the week for the second time. The first time it got rejected is because you couldn't see the main shape of the building. So, you know, with an apartment, it's got the columns on the sides, on each side. It's in the front, it's got that indented sort of where there's no windows. It's just got the indented area. And that got knocked back several months ago because it covered up the shape of the building. And I looked at that and went, okay, well, I can't do much about that. So fair enough, I'll let that go. So this was probably 6 months ago when I first started learning all this sort of stuff. And then move forward to just a few weeks ago, this gets approved. I mean, nothing against the creators that create this sort of stuff. This is fucking awesome work. It's great. I want to own. I don't own one of these ones yet, but I'll probably try and get my hands on one soon. It looks great. I haven't got an issue with it at all. But in terms of breaching the rules, I don't see how I've done anything different to what this one is. Yet this one's approved a few weeks ago. Mine's rejected a few weeks ago. Now, this one I think might have been created by Upland. This is dating back, I think, or 2013. Sorry, 2023. So obviously it was created some time ago. So the rules change over time. So I get that. So I put this one up here because whilst this breaches multiple rules, including covering the windows and covering the top, I mean, I want to clarify something too. If anyone that saw Ben's interview with KO, he mentioned that I was disappointed in the fact that Upland seemed to breach their own rules. That's not true at all. I came to terms with that a long time ago. It's Upland's game. Upland rule the game. They do what they want. They say what they want. They create what they want. They change what they want. And we need, as players, need to understand that. So I have no issues with Upland doing whatever they want to do with this game and creating whatever they want because it is what it is. My issue is with the inconsistency with different players, what does or doesn't get approved. I don't know where that inconsistency comes from, whether it is a personal thing or whether it's just different people assessing different things differently. I don't know what it is, but Uplander need to pull their finger and get on the fucking same page because this is becoming a joke. As I said, I don't have an issue with this one, and the fact that you can't do this now, fine. If that's the same for every single player, awesome. We have a rule set in stone. We can't do this. You can't cover windows. Happy days. Only it does happen. Of course. So just some more examples of, and I bring these examples out because these are all approved recently and within the last few weeks or so. These are all for this season approved by, again, quality creators, people that have been around Upland for ages and making some cool stuff. But again, covers the roof. You know, what have I done differently? Now, this one's different again because A, it covers the roof, but there's also a rule in the GitHub that says you can't have helipads. Dumbass fucking rule, yeah. I mean, but it's there in the GitHub in the rulebook. So why are we, picking and choosing when we do or don't enforce a rule when one player can breach two rules at the same time and have that approved? It's just blowing my mind, and I'm just getting to the point where I just don't know how to react to any of this anymore. It's just, what is wrong with my computer's memory?
You need more RAM.
This creation is absolutely fucking amazing. I mean, I'll throw his name in there. Tosshead created this one. Shaq's selling them. They're from the Sizzle season last season. They're only released during the Sizzle season. Absolutely fucking brilliant creation. Love it. I went and bought one myself. Bought Mint 129 as usual. And I love it. But, it covers the roof. Same reason I got rejected. Okay, so we've been looking at all these different apartments and going, well, because obviously I shaded an apartment that got rejected. I created these for another player, so this is a bit of a love job I did to try and create 7 different colors, each color of the rainbow. Their vision was for their neighborhood to change colors with the seasons. made sense. Pretty simple design, just a little fan pattern over the roof, just to create a bit more color and a bit more, especially from a distance. Pretty simple, innocent design, I thought. Took me literally 5 minutes to design it and about 2-3 days to prepare it for upland. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, hard work, only to get rejected because it covers the roof. And then we look at, some other stuff like this, like where's the chimneys on this? Again, I only saw this for the first time today. Love it. This is fucking awesome. Absolutely, this is brilliant. I want to get myself one of these. It's awesome little use of the roof. But where's all the chimneys and other stuff that's on the roof? You know, like, my point is, I don't have a problem with players doing this. I think it looks fantastic. The work that they're doing is second to none. It shits all over anything Upland keep spitting out every season with all this ornament challenge stuff that they do. Another one. So there's the chimneys here, covered by a box, but they're covered. Like, there's no chimneys. There's just 2 boxes there. And this just goes on. Ace and Aussie, fucking another. I'd like to say a good mate. I've never met him obviously in real life, but top bloke. Chatted to him plenty online. Same deal. The boxes cover the chimneys. So whether they look more visually better to the creator or to Ace or whatever, I don't know. I mean, again, I own a few of these. I think they look amazing. I love them. But the list goes, and these are all within the last few weeks, the last month or so. So it's not like they've changed the rules, and as of now, you can't put stuff on the roofs because they're still coming out. They're still coming out every single day. I've never seen this one before today. I think Masuda owns this one. Pretty cool little harvest one. So this one was only minted in the last month or so. So I'm assuming there's a relatively new approval. Looks pretty cool. I like it. But yet again, same story. Covers the roof. So why am I spending so many hours and just getting rejection after rejection after rejection when other players seemingly just seem to do whatever they want? I got to the point where I just want to almost explode in the direction of someone. And I know that's not a smart move because I'll just go to jail and there's nothing I can do about it. So it's kind of a little bit of a heavy heart. I'm going to say I'm not going to do this show. I'm not going to do Ben's show. I'm not going to appear publicly. You send me a message privately, I'll respond to you as I need to. But I'm backing away from Upland as much as I possibly can for the foreseeable future. I don't need to share anymore, do I? So I thought I would just explain as to why. I mean, I want to be quite honest and blunt. I mean, I've been around this game now for coming up to 3 years. I put a hell of a lot of time into this game, both back when I was treasure hunting. When they murdered that, I transitioned to UGC. I thought it was a great time to swap over. It worked out well. I loved creating stuff. I absolutely had a blast creating certain things. I absolutely hate trying to get it into the game and get it upland ready and approval and stuff. And for some reasons, when they reject stuff, it's for good reason. Things don't look right. It hasn't worked out right. Happy days. But to wait 60 days and then come back and wait another 60 days for a minor fix, frustrating as hell. But, you know, that's for everybody. That's not me being singled out or anything like that. It just is what it is. But when you get rejections like I'm getting, which other players don't seem to be getting, I'm just at the point of I'm going to lose my shit. I'm not dealing with it the way I should be. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be fun. And for me, like I said, put a lot of time, a lot of effort. I mean, part of the reason why I've been moving 1,000 kilometers away was so I could look at doing a 3D modeling course at uni. I mean, LSAC's known that. We've been speaking about it for a while. That's in question whether we're still going to move. We're still doing all that sort of stuff, but whether I do this course or not, I'm like, is there really a point?
Do it. You should still do it.
But that point's two factor, because one is obviously I'm a bit disgruntled with Upland and what's going on and the treatment that's going on, the lack of communication, inconsistency. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the other side of it is UI. The UI or AI is just, sorry, the AI, not UI. The AI is starting to take over the industry. Players are already putting the AI stuff into the game. It doesn't take much to see it already in the game and where it is. What's the future of creators if AI is just going to create everything for people? So, and I'm looking at that going, well, what's the point in going to do a university course if AI is just going to take over? And that's not Upland related, it's just in general. So there's something for me to think about for the future, whether I want to do my course or not.
Yeah.
But I'm, like I said, I'm at maximum frustration level. I'm doing my best right now not to swear, bitch, carry on, abuse people. I mean, there's certain people I've tried to talk to through UGC and whatnot who just don't get back to you, don't respond, don't answer the questions that you ask. The community themselves are fantastic. Like the other players, I can't fault anybody there. They're all been brilliant. If you've had questions, they'll answer them and help you out as best you can. Give up their own time and stuff. They've been absolutely brilliant. Upland though, I couldn't be more opposite if it tried. There's two main people that in the UGC channel from Upland that, and you ask a question, and I even had Jason come back and say, no, the roof issue shouldn't be the case. It should only be doors and windows that you can't cover. And then 2 weeks later, something else gets rejected because it covers the roof. And you're like, oh, yeah, whatever that train noise was, that. That's perfect timing. And I'm like, how do I not lose my shit over this? I'm fucking over it.
Well, Swirly, it stinks that you're at this level of frustration, and as much as I hate to see you not do the show with me, I know it's not personal, and I know I'll still be chatting with you regardless if you're on this show or not. So
hey John, hey LeBan.
I support your decision, and I will continue to.
Look, as I said, I'll still be around, but as little as I need to be. Like, obviously, I've got a vested interest in Sparklet. I hunted a hell of a lot of Sparklet before the TGE. So, even though we're getting the hunters are getting absolutely screwed in the TGE in relation to the, we're not going to rehash that argument. But obviously, I've got a vested interest into making sure that I tick off all these challenges and get as much of that bullshit Sparklet as I can in these next few airdrops. So it's not like I'm disappearing from the game. Upland's not a game you can just walk away from and come back, 6 months later and hope to pick up where you left off from, because it doesn't quite really work like that. I won't be creating anything for a while. So, I mean, people have already been asking me, am I creating anything for winter? And the short answer is no. I'm just taking a break. I was trying to create the fire engines, the fire stuff for frost season. I'm probably just not even going to bother with that anymore. What's the point? It's just going to get rejected. And then maybe a break and a refresh maybe next year when I move and settle down. Maybe I'll revisit it. Maybe things will get better in Upland. Maybe they'll get on the same page. If it's different people that's causing different issues and rejecting things for different reasons, and they get on the same page, maybe it'll be better. But all right. I think we need to change topics. So before
At least you got a few things through there, Swarley. I love my my ornaments I got from you.
I love creating. I really do. I've got 1,000 different ideas of things I want to create, things I want to do. I just want to keep creating, keep putting them in the game. It is rewarding, even though you can earn a bit of UpX from doing it. It's rewarding to just see your stuff in the game. Other people commenting, "Oh, this is great. I love them. I want them." Like that side of things, it's awesome in itself. But it's not worth the headache and the pain and the trauma not trauma, but the frustrations that I'm going through.
Hey, Swarley, when you get back up, when you get back up and going again, when you get settled next year, you can always shoot us over your files, and we'll take a quick gander at them and fix them up if there's any problems.
It's not that it's. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. I'll quickly just. I'm guessing you might have missed where I was showing some of the stuff that's rejected. The bottom line is the maximum frustration for me is coming with things like this being rejected, with the only reason being I've covered the roof. You can't see the chimneys or the pipes and stuff that's on the roof. And if you've been playing the game more than 5 minutes, there's a million structural elements out there that cover the roof, including including stuff that's been approved. Of course, it's not going to work.
LeBan, connect your mic. If and I'll add.
including stuff that's been approved in the last few weeks. I mean, there's also a rule that says you can't have helipads in the game. Of course, how many helipads are there in the game? I mean, for fuck's sakes, there's a map asset that's literally just a helipad. But there's a GitHub rule that says no helipads. So, did they bring that rule in recently? I don't know, but this was a recent addition. Like, nothing against the creator of this map, this structural element. It's brilliant. I love it, especially the air traffic control one. Like, it's absolutely. I own both of these. Of course, I don't really want to refresh. It's not my quality of work isn't like there's issues and I can't fix it or can't get it right to submit to Upland. It's the bullshit reasons. You'll have something submitted, they'll send it back and no, you can't have it for this reason. You wait 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is, and then they send it back and go, oh no, you covered the roof. You can't. And like, an entirely different reason that they didn't bring up the first time. And you're like, what? That fuzz, because I'm not allowed to call it please, headquarters, the apartment one, that's 12 months in the making, and I still can't get it into the game.
Dang, dude. On another subject, I'm glad we got you that mint number 129.
Yeah, I just saw that then. It looks amazing. I love it.
I was gonna write you a longer message, but I was scared it would get moderated and I would give up. But now that I can check that off, just that being on my mental checklist delayed Nextworld by at least a week.
Oh, really?
Fucking hell,
my fault again. All right, I'll sit back and let other people talk. But no, that's one of the few things I'm looking forward to is Nextworld. I don't know how much time I'm going to have over the next 3 months to put into Nextworld, but I'll certainly be tuning into. I mean, hopefully, Elslake and a few others might sort of cover it as well. And
I'll cover it. You bet your sweet ass I will.
We're going to have. We'll for Swarley because our average age for Upland is kind of like the working, the prime working age, and so we're definitely going to have or try to have a management feature where you can hire somebody to manage your Nextworld for a cut of the profits.
Oh, I got you, Swarley. I'll manage all your shit.
You just might have I don't know. We'll have to work it out.
You set it up, I'll knock it down.
As I was saying,
what the hell were you lighting up back there?
Oh no, I was just smoking a cigar. I can't smoke them in the house, so I go outside.
Yeah, I want to.
I saw how it was kind of lighting up in the dark because I was outside and I had the light behind me. It was kind of blurry.
It was, yeah. I was just waiting for you to drop your phone and it'd be over.
Yeah, start casting spells or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Come back and sit in your kitchen. There's a little fucking stick man hanging up from the light or something.
Yeah, that's how I do it, man. Blair Witch style.
Yeah.
So just changing the topic, we're talking about this before we kicked off, but obviously XYO has paired up or teamed up or whatever, partnered up with Upland and SC has been a bit of an advocate for years about it. I've heard of XYO in the past being in crypto, but never really bothered to download the app or whatever. So I now find myself with the spare time I'm not doing with Upland, playing stupid games on my phone for the XYO app, and that's where my spare time's being spent these days. So I've only had the app now for a couple of weeks, and I'm sort of up to about 10,000 coins, which I know it's not many, but I'm working on it. So that's Upland's taking a back seat to XYO. That's where I'm at with it at the minute.
Yeah, 10,000 XYO is a lot. I've got a 100,000, and I've been doing XYO for like 5 years.
Yeah, but have you been playing the stupid games that come with it just so you can get the coins?
Well, it's not 10,000 XYO, it's 10,000 coin, and I think that how much does that transfer over to XYO?
$40 to $50 right now.
Oh, so it's okay. So I didn't even realize that it's a different coin. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I think
so. You earn in the app. You earn coin. It's called coin.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to move it into your wallet to sell it or hold it, you have to send a message to support with your wallet address and stuff, and they'll convert it to XYO and move it into your wallet.
Is it a 1-for-1?
It's a 1-for-1.
Oh, sweet. Then you do have 10,000.
Yeah, okay. 1-for-1. So the value is about the same. So, which I think is about half a cent
Yeah, it was 0.0043 this morning.
Yeah.
Which
So,
is up 40% from like last week.
So if it's so it's certainly not. I'm able to quit my full-time job and just play games on my phone and earn XYO coins. But who knows? In the bull run, it could do a 10 plus X.
Well, you have a full-time job?
Well, I could.
Because I don't know the last time you worked, man.
I did 2 shifts in a row on the weekend. Thank you very much.
What the hell?
I know. Actually, not the weekend just gone. The one before, because the weekend just gone, I took my son to our Bathurst races. So so yeah, we have I guess it's an Australian version of the Daytona, which that's not a good comparison by any such imagination. But it's our biggest race at one of the best race courses in the world. It's a pretty amazing. It turned out to be a boring ass race because all the drivers drove really well and didn't crash, or didn't really fight for positions, and it was just 6 hours of
left hand.
So yeah, it is what it is. So I mean, you get that. I guess some years are awesome, full of action. Other years not so. And this is one of those ones. But anyway, it was still a good experience. It's fantastic venue, fantastic track, fantastic race. Yeah. So obviously, all the Australians would know about it. It's one of those ones. Yeah. Even if you don't like motorsport, you probably hear about it at very least. So that was this weekend, and then next weekend will be taken up going house hunting in Melbourne. So that'll be fun. Not.
Oh yeah.
My wife likes house hunting, and I hate it.
It's a necessary evil.
As a man, you just defer and be like, yeah, whatever you want.
No, they don't like that, L Slack.
No.
And honestly, it's whatever I want. Like, I'm a guy, so my house would literally just be a garage with a kitchenette and a cot in it. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like when we went, when we bought the house I'm in right now, I told her, I said, look, I just want like a second living space. That's all I care about. All the rest of everything else is all you. Just give me 2 living spaces and I'll be happy. And she found this house and it gave me 2 living spaces and
you're happy.
And I'm happy as a clam on high tide.
Happy, yay. Anyway, so anyone treasure hunt on the PC?
I do a little standard hunts.
I could do a treasure hunt right now and show you how fucking terrible I am at it, but I won't.
Are you in? Well, I'm in LA myself because I went over. I've got another showroom finishing up tomorrow, so I thought I'll head on over there. I minted a collection, the Lost. I can't remember what it's called. Some standard collection that you can get. So for the part of the 5 collections for this season. So I thought I'll fly over there, do that. Picked up some ninjas so I can draw them or something. And then and do that showroom. So I'm not going to do a treasure hunt in San Fran. It's just bullshit.
Swarley, you have the most assets ever. It took me, I had to scroll up and down your asset list like 3 times to find that stupid statue.
Because I don't sell shit. And if you look at my progressive shot, all I've done for 3 years, almost 3 years, is just accumulate, just grow. I've never taken a cent out of the game. I've been so positive, so supportive, so bullish on this game from the beginning that I've actually tried to, like I said before, try to almost create like a part-time job sort of out of it with UGC. Like I'd hope to one day, like not a proper job where I can actually replace, paying the bills and stuff, but if I could have built up a sort of an asset base where I could, one day maybe pull out roughly $1,000 a month or something like that, that'd be amazing. And I actually thought once upon a time that was really possible with Upland. I'm not so sure anymore.
Switching gears.
Yes, please.
I know how this is gonna go. So I know you won't take offense every time you get grumpy, and I'm like, nope, we're gonna change it up. Did you guys happen to catch my video this morning
A little bit.
Perfect.
I had it in the
So-
background.
You were the ninjas were surrounding you over there.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Well, you need to give me a property in that vicinity so I can bring in some reinforcements for you. Because I've got a bunch of police cars that are itching to get involved in that action.
Oh, all right. All right. I'll see what I can do.
I mean,
So I was going to talk about the, oh my God, Extra Life thing I'm going to do just real briefly.
is that the same charity you did last year?
Yep. That was like my test run to see if it would work in any capacity, and it did. So I'm gonna attempt that again with hopefully greater success. And I won't go into a lot of detail here. I just wanted to bring it up again that I'm gonna start making all my arrangements for giveaways and set the page up for receiving donations, and then kind of come up with a simpler way to do donations. And then whatever USD I accumulate during the time, I will donate all that to charity and give it to sick kids in need. So just as a reminder to be looking out for that, because I'm going to be coming out with some Extra Life sick kid fundraising stuff here pretty soon.
Just a thought. Why have you thought about trying to partner up with one of these nodes that are absolutely killing it, like Howard's Beach or Evergreen, Bellarose, because they're running auctions all the time for different things, and that to me would seem like an absolute perfect match to be auctioning off stuff that's donated in these communities. Even if you pair up with a couple of them and do different stuff at different times in different places, as opposed to just selling like you tried to do last year, just to A, get the word out a bit more, and B, create a little bit of, I guess, competition for a good cause.
Yeah, these are all kind of things that are on my radar. I'm glad you brought that up, because even though I had not even attempted to reach out yet, I know that some of the conversations I had the last time I did it will probably manifest again into something hopefully better this go around. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's definitely on my radar.
I'd be trying to chat with as many as you can, even if you only auction a couple of different things in different discords or different places. I mean, St. James, I've never had anything to do with them, but they're absolutely killing it in terms of what their node's doing. So they must be doing something right over there.
Yep.
Monero over in, I mean, there's just so many of them. So to me, that's definitely a resource that probably be where I'd be focusing it on. And then obviously, I mean, I'm good for, tell me what you want and I'll donate it. Except for a silver statue, you're not getting that.
Okay. Let's see about that.
We'll give you one of those.
There you go. That'll raise you more money on its own than everything you did last year.
You're probably right. Yeah.
I know, because I was your biggest donator last year, I think, from memory.
You were, and that's where I discovered your first name, which was pretty.
I was.
Entertaining.
Anyway, that's my thought there. So I was thinking about that when you mentioned it this morning. So, but yeah, in terms of donations, I'm good for it. Whatever you want, let me know and I'll send it your way.
Perfect. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I can't wait to. I'm gonna make a team on Extra Life, and then I got some more ideas that I will reach out to people and talk about. Probably not on here, but anyway, I just want to bring it up. We could talk about my feud with the Hyde Park Ninjas. You guys
bring it up. Share the screen.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
This is an ongoing battle. That's just, I can see it just getting out of control.
Oh, I hope it does. Well, I mean, I've been talking so much shit.
It's almost to the point where you need to be able to color the squares. Like there's a green, like a blue team and a red team or something like that.
Yeah.
And see which team's dominating
like
with different colors.
Blood and Crips.
You know what I mean? They see which one's dominating. You've got more land and all that sort of stuff. And
all right. So up here.
So my question is, do I have anything that's nearby?
I don't think so. Well, you own some properties on the racetrack. So
I own
this
less
is,
now because I gave a couple away or traded a couple
yeah,
away.
this looks pretty much the same. Vape High guy, I gave him this property in a swap, and he's helped out with some reinforcements here as the dirty SC kicker is trying to infiltrate here. I got my walls up. I need to add a few more things in here just to spice life up a bit. I put my other bag in there that I got. I didn't even know that if I bought anything from the ninjas that they would give me double. So that helped out.
Oh, there it is. There, I found it. Yeah, I own nothing
I
near
need to work on my graveyard. I need to put a police car in here. I got the Swarly. Let's see if I can do this right. The Fuzz micro house here. Is this SC Kicker 2 over here with this stupid, not stupid. It is SC Kicker, you son of a bitch. Guy. Anyway, so this is going fine, but I don't know where Swarly where you own property, but and I don't know if SC Kicker owns anymore, but who's next
I'm
to him?
looking at it now. I own a whole heap, like the next block across. So if you go down to the right, so the other side of Gillette Avenue, I own 4 or 5, but nothing in that block.
Yeah. Well, I know you own one.
But pretty much all those constructions that you see there are all my properties.
I know this one's yours because it makes my little one look like a.
The construction on the other side of it's mine.
Oh, these two?
No, only one. The other one, someone else. The one with the map assets on it. That's the band next door.
Well, as long as nobody gives SC any more properties in Granada Hills, especially on my racetrack. Luckily, he's not officially on the track. He's kind of in the background, where they should just. I'll go look at Caesar's holding strong. I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to hook him up with something. But in
make the jail bigger.
I should make the jail bigger.
Who's the who owns that one in the Oz? Yeah, if you could join up with them and then have like the 3 squares, all the one jail.
Yeah. And then down in here, if I can find it. I mean, Hyde Park is just a crummy node. I don't even know where to find it anymore. It's just lost.
It's a T-shaped sort of looking thing.
I know. I don't know why I can't find it.
Right at the bottom of your screen there. Go down a fraction more. Down like where that Block Explorer is.
Oh, it's probably this one.
Your Block Explorer, is it?
So I don't know if SC's done anything over. I think it's this one right here, or KO. I've been working on this. Soon this will say RIP SC, but we haven't got there yet. I don't even know if they've seen the last video. Maybe they have. LeBan's actually been moving his shit around. This fucking traitor. Yeah, feel free to speak up anytime, LeBan.
Well, they're having a Christmas party right now.
You're at a Christmas party?
Yeah, they're having it. The ninjas. They're having a Christmas party at my prop. Did you see that? They're dancing around the Christmas tree.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was a fountain. Oh yeah, look at that. That's really cute. I'm gonna burn that tree to the ground. Anyway, yeah, so this is where we're at so far. As soon as I get approved for something that I'm waiting on, I'll share that with you guys. But LeBan knows what it is. I think Swarly, you know what it is too. But that'll be the real kicker, if you know what I mean.
Reinforcements.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if they've done anything else. I haven't seen anything else. They're probably scared. I don't blame them. I would be too if I were the ninjas. Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
I was just looking. I don't own anything in that block. I own one a block over. There is one vacant or unminted property in that block, but it's right at the other end.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they step up their game because they're really.
Well, SC's got you surrounded. He's got to cross the road and everything.
Seems like we could have Upland Layer Risk game almost.
Wouldn't that be something?
Dude, talk about a freaking 16-month game right there.
Oh my God, yeah.
I've been saying for ages that Upland are really missing a trick by not having some sort of competition each season. That's
Where the
themed.
nodes fight each other.
Using your map assets and your structural ornaments to create some sort of scene, whether it be from a movie or just a book or just a generic, on topic theme, and then having that posted all over Twitter with people entering via posting it on Twitter with a certain hashtag. How Upland haven't started doing something like that blows my fucking mind.
They're still trying to stay undercover.
I mean, you can have hashtag Sparklet, hashtag Upland, hashtag fucking whatever this competition's called as part of the rules to enter, and it'd just be such good publicity for the game and for Upland. But nah.
Hey, sorry, can you make a Risk game in Next World?
Yes, we can. There will be several. It won't be Next World. It'll be Layer 3 on top of Next World. But there will be several board games that are coming out where you will need to, be playing in Upland and the board game if you want, or just the board game. It'll depend on what the players want for each game. So there will be different, say, toggles where you can specify if how you want the game to play, how you want the gameplay to be.
Now, my next question is this: can we make Fuck Island on Layer 3 through Next World?
What's Fuck Island?
Well,
missed the beginning.
You missed the beginning.
Oh.
Boner Town, Fuck Island.
I mean,
Boner
what's it sound like?
Island.
No.
It's L-Slack being L-Slack. That's what it is.
Got it. Interestingly enough, there's some great Web3 applications that could be applied for cam girl work if somebody wants to do that.
What about maybe not cam girl? So like an OnlyFans kind of situation. Hear me out here. But instead of like showing nudity, is just your feet, and we dive into the fetish world here. And hold on, guys, I have a proposition for all of you. I have a proposition for all of you. I think this could be very lucrative. We charge Sparklet as a premium currency for those extra special clients because we're gonna start what we're gonna call is Toe Bros, and we're gonna do foot fetish content in the metaverse with Jay Story here through Next World. You heard it here first. This is what we're doing. Toe Bros are coming to you sometime in 2025.
That brings up a funny story. I used to have a couple really attractive girls that worked for us processing mortgage loans, and they wanted to be paid via Venmo, and they would get angry at me every payday because I'd put in the little, how you have to put the description of what you're paying for. I'd always put because we're paying them, say, $500 a week or so. Anyway, I'd always put for feet pics. Anyway, so yeah, just the fun little way to make them mad.
Yeah, I always put some kind of gross, like if I go play golf with my friends or something and they cover they pay for the tee time and all that stuff and I got to pay them back, I'll always put something like sex toys or blow up dolls or something, just because it's public and everybody can see it. I think it's funny. But
Preparation H.
Preparation H, yes.
We ain't young anymore. Ben Gay, yo, bro, pass the Ben Gay. I'll hit you back on Venmo.
That's right. Give me that icy hot.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we were talking about sex bots and, you know, how the porn industry has shaped our planet for better and for worse.
Yeah, you know, the internet probably wouldn't be the internet that we have today without it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, just
Yeah.
because of the massive traffic and data that the internet has to handle on a daily basis, like it's massive, massive. So the internet had to scale to meet the demand of the traffic, and look where we are. White screen upland crashes.
Which I don't care about.
You know what I care about is the moderation on private FN messages in the upland.
Oh, isn't that annoying?
My
That
God, talk about
ridiculous.
shutting down a dude. Some like newbie will message me and be like, "Hey, yo, how do you do this?" And it's like, I don't know how to get in touch with them other than to just reply to their message. And it's this big old, takes me 15 minutes to write out this explanation. And then it says
Got it.
message unsent moderation. You can't even cut and paste it to like try and fix it. You just,
Oh, I know,
and I
that
go,
drives me insane.
and I just send them a message because they don't see that you tried to send them. So I just send them a message and just say, "You're gonna have to learn to swim on your own, little fishy."
Yeah, anytime like somebody will ask like, "Oh, where do I find your shit?" And I can't even type in vulgar. I can't type into vulgar Uplander. I can say go to YouTube and look up, you know, VUL space GAR. I'm like, this is the stupidest shit.
Yeah, you can't type the word beta.
What?
You can't
Yeah.
put beta in.
Beta is not allowed. BETA.
Beta.
Why?
In
Okay.
the chat, the general, I'm going to type it right now.
Yeah, try to send somebody the word beta.
I'm just going to type it in general chat, beta. Nope, message was blocked by moderation. What the fuck is wrong with beta?
Probably the same thing that's wrong with Swirly's structures.
I can't say cunt either. They don't let that one in. Can I say fuck?
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised with that one.
Fuck doesn't. They don't let you say fuck. Can I say shit? Can't say shit either.
Surprise, surprise.
Anyway, before people adopt actually using the messenger feature, they're gonna have to cut that shit out because that's the biggest conversation killer there is that moderation for silly words.
How often does someone write the big long comment and then it does that and deletes it all and you're like, oh fuck it, I'm not writing that again.
I've done that so many times. Trying to help new players, try to explain something. I put in a wrong word or something. And
I've gotten the habit of copying whatever I've typed just in case it disappears, but because it's just it's words you don't expect.
Like beta.
I mean, we have the ability to block each other. If someone's being abusive or offensive or sending information that they shouldn't be doing, then just block them. We don't need Upland to be Big Daddy and fucking tell us what we can and can't say to each other.
Alpha's fine.
Yo, Dirk is German, so maybe maybe
it means something in a different language.
Yeah. So
maybe he's sensitive to the term beta. Maybe Adon is the alpha and he's the beta, and he's like, fuck that. I run moderation and I will never be called beta again.
all good. Other than that, I don't have any complaints. Swirly, I haven't been hit by that block hammer for submitting things yet, but I'm sure when I do, I'll pull the rest of my hair out.
Oh.
Well, you better stay off this show then, because we're probably gonna bring you bad press. Wait, but no, you got second place, so you're in their good graces.
Yeah, we'll see. We just need to get to the minimum viable product. That's what we need.
So, do you have a website yet that we can go to for Next World?
No, just a Discord. The website, the front end website is not going to be up until probably literally 2 weeks before alpha release.
Okay. You know, because I've been looking at getting in, and I mean, it's all like tiers and stuff. So what is that? Could you break that down? Like what those different tiers kind of what that means?
So I'll give you the context of the challenge that every game needs to overcome when it first releases, which is because you need material to build structures, upgrade, and do things, right? But where does the Genesis material come from? So that's the challenge. So we're having the Genesis material come from the bonuses in the tiers. And so that's will be where the Genesis material is created from. So the cheapest statue is just getting access. And then each tier gives you bonuses of material plus structures.
And that's all going to be for like building in Next World, then, right? Like,
Yes.
So, like
yeah,
if you
correct.
highest tier, you're going to get more resources to build with in the game.
Correct. So you get starting structures plus resources.
So what's going to be the biggest thing that separates you from all the other layer 2s that kind of run into the supply demand issues where basically, you know, like everybody's creating all these assets, but there's really only, you know, there's really only supply. There's limited.
Oh, so that is my biggest pet peeve for layer 2s is there's just supply. What separates us is that we'll be creating layer 3 games and experiences on top of Next World. Some of them will be our own, some of them will be partnerships. But using the assets that are, or the material that's created in Next World will, depending on the maker of the game and what they want to do, it'll either be required or it'll just enhance your gameplay. So I can't really give you any examples without giving away partner alpha. But there's some really neat uses for the materials that are produced in Next World for the layer 3 games that are coming out.
And I mean, like, I got to be honest, I've always been a really big critic of the layer projects. Just because, I mean, look at how most of them kind of turned out, right? Like,
they faded into the darkness.
You make a bunch of upics or whatever, but then, you know, 2-3 months down the road, they've kind of fizzled out. I mean, I actually have started playing Upland Kingdoms again. Because in Arlington, this one dude just decided to take over the whole thing and basically vassalized everybody. So we're trying to take him down. But you know, it's like just kind of purely. But I was surprised that it was even still up and running, to be honest with you. But there's no like, I'm not going to make any upics off of it. It's just kind of a game to play, and so, you know, I mean, like that one, I would say has actually been, you know, somewhat successful. And I guess you could even say like upics, like the Spark Exchange and Spark Tycoon, that's what it is. Like that game seems like, you know, like, I mean, it's still there, but I mean, can you even do anything with it? Like at least Kingdoms had kind of a game, and that sounds like where you're going with Next World. Like are you familiar with Upland Kingdoms at all?
Only because it frustrated the hell out of me.
Yeah, like it doesn't freeze
well,
up.
Here's the thing about Upland and layer 2s. Like there's so few layer 2s to actually play. Like I call it the Upland chores, right? I spend 15 minutes a day doing my Upland chores, and then it's like, you know, I look around at some stuff and like that's it, right? So I really like the layer 2s, because I can do my upland chores. I can play layer 2s, still interact with, my upland account. But there's so few to play that I play them all, right? Except Upland Kingdoms, because it really frustrated me. And so I said, F this game.
What frustrated you so much about it?
It was just the getting started. There was, when I started playing, there was like no info on how to actually play. And so I just made a bunch of stupid.
Nope.
Upland Kingdom shut him down.
Yeah, I think so. Brom
Couldn't get to fix.
You're dropping out, dude.
Oh, there
Yes,
we
sir,
are.
we
I got a phone.
lost you.
Anyway, I couldn't get back to fix them. And anyway, I just threw in the towel and said, you know what, this is way too complicated for me.
It could take a minute to get used to. Actually, like, all of the information is in the game on how to play and everything. But I
couldn't keep my villagers alive. They kept dying.
It's just all about setting your farms up.
Oh, real quick, baby infant woke up, so I gotta. Oh, actually, I'm gonna be making a bottle, I guess. Wife is texting me play by play, but she's sick, so. Oh, but real quick, to answer Scory's question, if we're gonna be working with Spark Tycoon, the answer is there is a strong. Me and Stosh have. We have talked about possibly collaborating with their Vibes program that they're developing. So that may be in the works, but you never know till you know.
Right.
So Stosh is in part of the country that's getting hammered right now, which I imagine is one reason we haven't heard from him in a while. I did text him, though. He's like alive and well, and Spark Tycoon's not going anywhere.
Love to hear it. I do like Spark Tycoon. That's been a fun layer 2, even though it's kind of fizzled at the moment. I still check in on it every other day.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. It's the same as investing in stocks, right? Like, oh, project dead. Like, no, it ain't dead. Like, the Spark Exchange accounts for a huge amount of transactions every day, and it's definitely not going out of business. But like, when people go like, oh, stock's going down, sell, why? Buy. If the company's not going out of business, there's only one direction it can go. Like when like a bunch of stuff in Spark Tycoons, like one UPX, right? Like it doesn't take much movement to double your money.
Right. Yeah, Vape. I had the same problem with Kingdoms. As soon as my protection ran out, I got fucked. I didn't have any villagers or whatever left because they all died. Because apparently I don't know how to manage that.
It was kind of I guess there was kind of a learning curve, and you really needed to stay on it. Like, otherwise, like you said, like, your shit would die. But I managed to build up pretty, like, I got it pretty solid to where now I could just leave it, and all the little villages, all the farm enough food, and basically now I just need to keep logging in to, keep trying to make sure this dude loses all the vassals that he got. I mean, that's really all I care about.
So you're trying to punk him out of his shit?
Yeah, pretty much, man. We're trying to take every vassal he's got. We've taken
what city is that in?
Arlington.
Okay. That's where I started too. My holdings was Queens. I had like 1,700 properties in Queens, so I was always waiting for that to come out. But I used Arlington as a learning curve, so that's where I started, obviously, because it was released early. And then by the time Queens came out, I knew what I was doing. But there were some big dogs in Queens. Like, as big as I was, there were some bigger ones. And I was like, yeah, I'll just sit back down and be quiet.
That was why I stuck with Arlington, because I actually had, enough properties and big properties there to where I was like actually the top emperor at one point in Arlington.
Really?
But if I tried to go to like LA or any of those big cities, I wasn't even going to be able to compete.
It's a shame that you couldn't transfer that wealth somehow to a different city. Like, you couldn't like have them aligned with each other, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like if you had, say, like Queen's sort of doing all the producing for you, you couldn't then fund your city or fund your people in Arlington or whatever.
You know, if he had gone, like if Grom Brindle had been able to keep developing, I think we could have seen a lot more. But it was, you know, he ran into the problems that so many layer 2s run into.
Yeah, and the fact that it was so click heavy, it was so long to harvest everything. The idea of where he came out with that for the huts for the farmers or the hunters or whatever to automatically collect stuff was kind of good, but it took away the easiest part of the game. Like you come in there with your big 4,000 up squared properties and harvest them in 30 seconds.
Right.
But the 4,000 properties you got that are all 20 and 30, you know, up squared each, it was pointless putting a little producer on it because you're using up all your space. And I was like, but I'd like to be able to, even if it costs more, like to have one like hut, might say 10 times as more expensive to buy or build or whatever, but that would then automatically just go through and just harvest whatever property was full of your trees. And that way it didn't matter whether it was a 20 up squared property or a 2,000 up squared property, it would just go and harvest whatever was full and you could pretty much set and forget.
Yeah.
That to me would have been a much better system than creating something. And I do it now because I just don't log in enough to Upland Kingdom. I do every now and again. I'm a bitch to somebody else and I just don't care anymore. If it ever comes back to life, then I'm sort of ready to go again, I guess. That's probably the only thing. It's all sort of a long shot hope. Maybe with Upland, if the bull market takes off and people are coming in and stuff like that, maybe Brom might get motivated to do something. That's kind of the hope of it, but otherwise,
it's going anywhere really, you know, at this point. I mean, it's at least it doesn't freeze up anymore. And
no, it runs pretty smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of running on its own, so you can still play the base game and you can still, you know, have fun that way. But it's not going anywhere, you know, and that's, I don't know. It just seems like so many people, they put a lot of effort into these layer 2s and the money's just not there, you know, like that's it. Ultimately, you can't just keep doing stuff because you love to do it, you know, like you got to make money off of it or it has to be profitable. Otherwise, why are you spending your time on it? I mean, kind of like where you're at, Swarley, right? Like you're spending all of these hours, hundreds of hours to just get rejected and rejected and rejected. And like you're saying, it's starting to feel like it's personal. You know?
Yeah. I can't find an argument against it being personal. I personally can't. I try to think that it's not. The only thing I can think of that's different to me to the vast majority of other creators is I try and do these sort of shows with you, with Elslack, with Ben. And on those shows, I try and give my honest opinion about certain things. So it's not always positive, but when I am positive when they do things that I like, or if they do things that I think are good for the game. One of the things that I think when Elslack cut me off, one of the things I personally hate about the recent change with city releases is the collection reveal, the way they do that now. I personally absolutely hate it. I was the sort of player that would come along more so the week after when the collection reveal was made and then just go and mint out whatever collections that I could. That to me, as a bigger player, so to speak, was more appealing than speculation and spending $1 million UpX and hitting nothing.
Yeah.
So personally, I absolutely hate it. But do I think it's good for the game? Probably is. It keeps that interest going for a long time. It keeps people guessing and minting. And it's probably, I mean, Paris probably minted out or more minted out than what it would have had they just done a normal collection reveal. So for the game itself, it probably was a positive thing. And I said that from the day one when they first announced it. I was like, I hate it personally, but I think it's probably a good thing for the game, and it's probably not going to go anywhere or disappear anytime soon. Especially now, I've got to do 5 collections for this task for this season. Like if they did a city release and then a week later told us what the collections were, I'd be like, yep, I'll mint whatever collections I needed to. Didn't bother me that they went up in price because you just meant you got more yield. In fact, I quite like the fact that they went up in price. So it didn't bother me that, you know, it's something that was 20,000 is now 100,000. Like, that didn't bother me because you just earning yield on 100,000. So I was happy with that. If they went up in price but didn't give you a higher yield, now that'd be a different story. And I don't know if I like saying that out loud.
Right.
So
going back to the layer 2s, did you guys try the Uplandia?
I did a little bit, and I could not get into that one.
yeah, I'm not a text-based person. I haven't checked it out since they've gone to the website. Like,
Yeah,
I hear that, but I'm not a text-based person in general. I did do it for a bit, and then I did enough to get the Block Explorer as well, where you did all the challenges, stuff like that.
It sounds like they went away from the text-based.
Yeah, they have the correct because they were always doing that. They were always going to go towards the website, and I just never got back into it after the initial probably couple of weeks. There is a core set of players. I know Chloe, is it Chloe? One of the Aussie girls. What was her name? Mental blank. She was right into it really big.
Really?
She used to get on Ben Show and talk about it a bit. I have a mental blank what her name is. I feel really bad now. I haven't seen her for ages. She's really big in Evergreen.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel really bad now. I'm not remembering her name. But yeah, she was.
Just remember every Aussie that.
I try to every week. Every week I come across another one or an expat Aussie or someone that from the States that lived here for a while and then moved back and stuff like that. And so we get around us Aussies. There's a few of us around.
Yeah, that's here.
So none. Yeah. So I mean, there's one that Ace lives right near Ben up there in Queensland. They're not too far from each other. They could almost hop in the car and go to a pub and have a beer with each other. But that's obviously nowhere near us. And then Zoe, that's it, 100%. Chloe, I wasn't far wrong. Chloe, Zoe, that sort of sounds the same, but different. Yes, Zoe Wedgecloud, yes. So she was massive in it. She'd always give the updates on Ben's show about what was going on and all that sort of stuff. But I lost interest after about a month and just couldn't do it.
I was playing with my daughter for a while, and when they were doing those challenges, I think it was when Japan came out. We actually, because I would just read it to her, almost be like a story. Sit there and I let her make all the decisions on which way we go, and it was actually really nice. Her and I would just sit and.
Oh, that was cool.
I
didn't have a child at the right age for me to do that, but that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I think I kept dying or something. And she's like, "Why do you keep dying?" I'm like, "'Cause I suck at this game." I don't know.
It was hard,
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
It really wasn't easy. I remember trying to traverse through it and just feeling like I just kept making the wrong moves. And then
I got frustrated with the farms because you had to water the farms at a certain time, and then if you didn't harvest them at the right time, then you lost your yield and stuff. And it's like, no, this is way too demanding. I'm not setting an alarm for a farm. It's bad enough with totems. I was like, no, I'm done with that.
That same reason, because it was like if you're not on it, and you're not doing right, you miss it, and then you're fucked,
Yeah. And you only had to miss it by 2 minutes or something, and your yield halves or something, or something stupid like that. And I was just like, yeah, no. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. You had to be within, I can't remember, it was 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It wasn't long anyway. And then if you're longer, because it only took an hour to farm it, I suppose. And you had to come back in the hour and harvest it straight away. Otherwise, you lost a percentage of your yield. Right. Frustrating. So I think that might have been part of the reason why I got away from it. But in terms of I still log in each day with the Apex World, not Apex World. What's the other one? The one that you were talking about?
Kingdoms.
Not Kingdoms. The other one.
India.
Yeah, the one that. I'm just gonna bring. No, I can't because I'm on the wrong PC. No, the one with Apex Land. Sorry, Sparkland or whatever it is.
Spark Tycoon.
up. That one, Tycoon. Yeah, that one. I still log in each day, and most nights I probably just log in the once. I collect what I've got automatically. I'm not dredge hunting anymore, so I'm not getting all those bonus yields. But I still do the burn. Like I use my seed and water and create. And hopefully I'll end up with like 1,000 cows or something. And then if it ever goes somewhere, happy days. I'm sitting pretty. Obviously, got a crap load of buildings that I could put stuff on. I'm just not paying 1,000 UPX per building to do it.
That's where I'm at too. I have some. I don't want to spend the UPX to build. That just seems like a waste right now when the market is so low.
Yeah. Oh, you're not mate. And that was people were going crazy building stuff at the beginning. Even the ninjas were saying, like, especially KSC was creating so much, and I'm like, dude, this is like a pyramid scheme almost. It's going to
crash.
Like it's not sustainable, because as sooner or later, all these people that are creating so much are going to start producing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the market is just going to, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see what's going on here. I think I took out 500,000 UPX from it in the first month or so.
You could make bank on that for a minute.
And then I might have been 400,000. I think I took 200,000 out for the first 2 months. And then all the prices started coming down, because people had started making all their nodes and started producing all this stuff, thinking they could sell, 1,000, like, what was the energy? It was like 1,000 UPX each, and thinking they're going to turn around and sell it. And no, because you were the one buying it. Now you're making it. Yet no one's buying it, so it was never going to be sustainable. So right. I was selling all that time, and then as soon as all the prices went down, that's when I started building. I was treasure hunting at the time, so most of my stuff was coming from treasure hunting. But yeah, as soon as all the markets dropped and just died and you couldn't sell anything anymore, I go, okay, well, now I'll start using my resources and start building and making all these different.
That's what I was doing too.
No, so yeah, and I'm still just ticking away, hoping that it springs back to life, which I think it will. Because I know they were talking about Tycoin and all this sort of stuff. So whether, hopefully it comes back to life. But
have you guys Gun Tech? The other layer it's like a layer 2 that's kind of like Astro.
That's like 2 years in the making, isn't it?
I've played some of that. It's okay.
It's all right. Like it's an actual game,
Yeah, there's that.
Like, I mean, that's that you could say like even more so than Tycoon. Like, Tycoon's not really a game.
No.
Right? Like, you can build stuff. I mean, like, Upland's not really a game for that fucking matter, man. Like, let me ask you, what is Upland? Like, what is the point? How do you win Upland?
Well, you don't win. The thing that attracted me, and Ben answers this question of anyone that he interviews. The thing that attracted me to Upland initially was probably more so than anything else. There's lots of different things that are cool about the game, but the number one thing to me was yield. I could basically invest money into a game, so tick, and earn 14% yield on whatever I invested that I can reinvest in the game, or hopefully one day turn it. And I saw the potential for Upland early days and went, okay, I think this could really take off. And then when they mentioned Sparklet, I got way more bullish on Upland, because this is what was going to put Upland on the front page of anything crypto. Problem is, they have just absolutely had air swings with everything they've done ever since they mentioned Sparklet. They nailed that. I think they've done an awesome job with Sparklet, getting it out, all that sort of stuff. But everything else in relation to Sparklet, I think all these airdrops they're doing, I think it's an absolute joke. I mean, KO had a good point. Maybe we don't know what they know about their long term, what they're trying to do with Sparklet. Yeah, fair call. I know one of the things that is really bad in the crypto world is diluted market cap, which that's a big red flag for Upland and Sparklet, because 80% of the coin is still not released. So you got a current market cap of $8 million, but the diluted market cap's like 56 million. So in other words, if all those coins suddenly came on the market, it'll destroy the coin. So that's a red flag for crypto investors. But we as players understand why there's 80% not released. We also understand that that's not meant to get released for another, 20, 30 years or something. Was their scheduling, like they released that information?
Well, they
Which,
change all that, like,
yeah,
So, say there was a huge influx of people that came in and bought up a whole bunch of Sparklet, then
Yeah.
they would probably release more of it.
100%. I mean, they've got that percentage there that to sell it or something. So again, I mean, yeah, if they had enough people come in and want to buy the whole lot in the next bull run, yeah, happy days. I mean, but that the more they sell, the more they're harming the current investors in the game, the current owners of Sparklet in the game, because if they keep selling it, keep giving it away, it's going to keep stifling the price. So we're never going to see.
You know what, though? It really hasn't stifled the price much. Like we've been at a steady 5.5 cents for nearly a month. And
But
like,
Matt,
look at.
but what we'll never know is what would the price be today if the purchase owners didn't, or the purchase Spark people didn't get a 4 times drop, and now we're not having these constant, own Spark drops for the next another 4 months or whatever it is. Where would the price be now? Like, and this has been my argument from day one: is everyone that bought Spark or Spark before they announced Sparklet bought it on the understanding that it was an in-game asset, same as like a skin in Fortnite, which you couldn't take out of the game, you couldn't sell, you couldn't do anything with. If you stopped playing the game, it was absolutely worthless. But obviously had value if you're playing the game, you could do certain things with it. So they've taken something that was absolutely had zero value and then put it on the market where it had a value. Now, whatever that value is, doesn't matter if it was 1 cent, 5 cents, 50 cents. Like you bought it for $460 or 46 cents a Sparklet. It doesn't matter what you bought it for, because like you bought the top of the market, or you bought something that had zero value. You knew that when you bought it. So Upland didn't need to do all these airdrops to try and compensate, all these purchase Spark holders, because they bought something that was worthless outside of Upland. Now it's got a value outside of Upland. It went from being 0 to 5 cents. How many X's is that? It's a trillion, because 0 to, like, you can't calculate that because there is no value on that. It went from 0 to 5 cents. Like, it doesn't matter what you bought it for. Like, what in this world holds its value guaranteed on anything? I mean, probably the closest thing would be property. But I can tell you now, there's plenty of people that bought property and lost money. So there's no, like, this to whinge and bitch and say Sparklet should be worth 46 cents each. It's absolute fucking bullshit. And anybody that bought Sparklet or Spark from the time they announced Sparklet knew exactly what they were buying, and basically for a year bought the top of the market. Same as if you bought Bitcoin, back when it hit 69,000 4 years ago, and then you're looking at it when it was 15,000 going, what the fuck have I done? Well, you just did the exact same thing with Sparklet. Why Upland decided they needed to release so much to compensate the people that bought it blows my fucking mind. We could be sitting at 20, 30 cents now. Who knows? I mean, we'll never know because it'll never happen. But, 5 times the amount of Sparklet that was in circulation is now in circulation as a result of these airdrops. So,
well, and the price is still pretty steady. So, I mean, like
5 cents, but the price could have been steady at 25 cents.
It's not. And I mean, here's the thing. Like, if the demand was there, the price would be going up. The reason that you're not seeing an increase in price because the demand just isn't there. You don't have enough buyers right now, and not to mention, once you put a crypto on an exchange, that crypto is going to follow the crypto market for the most part. Very few of crypto actually do their own thing.
Yes and no. It's still too small and too niche to really follow Bitcoin. Like, obviously, the vast majority of coins, when Bitcoin goes up, they sort of follow. When Bitcoin goes down, they sort of follow. Altcoins usually do better or worse than what Bitcoin was doing at the time. But that's only true to a coin that basically is available everywhere. The problem with Sparklet is it's really only available in 5, and if you count in Upland, 6 places. So 4 exchanges, a decentralized exchange, and that's it. It's too niche, it's too small to really follow the trends at the moment. In fact, I've been watching it on BitGet. There was huge seller at just above the range we're at, and a huge buyer at just below the range. I think I talked about it on the show a week or two ago, and saying this price that we're currently seeing with Sparklet isn't going to change in the next few weeks, because these two buyers or sellers are going to just stop and you can see it sort of bouncing between those two
Order
coins.
book. Like you're looking at the order book, and those order books.
And normally you can't do that, because with any other coin, that like it'll be influenced by markets anywhere else in the world. But Sparklet is so small, you can look at two buyers, and those two buyers will influence the price of the coin. Like you can go down now and go buy $10,000 worth of the coin, the price. It isn't going to go much above that little peak that we're seeing at the moment, because these two big buyers are just owning the market. Until they go away, or until a flood of people come in one way or the other and buys one of them out, we're not going to see that release of the coin one way or the other. Now, that'll happen eventually. Absolutely, it'll happen eventually. But it's still too small, still too niche, that it can be massively influenced by one person at the moment. If someone went in there and bought $100,000 worth of this coin,
Oh, it would move.
It'll move. But you go buy $100,000 worth of almost any other crypto, it'll barely make a dent.
Well, right. That's because, like you're saying, it's the liquidity on the There's not that much, really there. There's not that the demand isn't there.
So
when at all,
when Upland gets put in that same conversation, and I mean, Elslack and I discussed maybe looking at changing this into not changing, like this is a neutral zone anyway. So this was never meant to be 100% Upland related. There's obviously Uplanders talking, and therefore the most common conversation was going to be Upland, but Upland's joined with Sandbox. I've played Sandbox in the past. So I'm sort of fucking around with the current season of Sandbox and whatnot, and we discussed maybe showing some of that on this stream. I think Upland's 1,000 times better game than Sandbox, but it's worth almost 100 times less than Sandbox.
But that's just that's what sucks about crypto, is everybody's all about market cap, and there can be so much more to it than market cap, right? The only reason that they have that market cap is because they're on Ethereum as well. They got so much more exposure in the last bull run that Upland just really didn't get it all.
Well, the last bull run was all about Web3 gaming and stuff like that. So some of the games got some real big attention, and Sandbox and Mana or Decentraland just sort of blew it out of the park, along with Axie Infinity and a few others.
And they had a coin exchange back then, where it's like Upland's just now getting on an exchange. Had Sparklet been on an exchange back then, we may have seen completely different story.
100% we would have. And we'd probably be sitting, we would be down 90%, just like the rest of them are, from its peak, which I've demonstrated again on Ben's show. Pretty much, every coin is down 90%. The best performing coin from the bull run to the bear market was Bitcoin, which only dropped 75%. Only 75%? That's a pretty decent freaking drop for an investment. But all these other gamings, pretty much all of them were in that 95 to 98% sort of drop range. Like Decentraland was like 98% it had dropped. Is it dead? Well, probably not. They're still developing. There's still games over there. I've stopped playing it, but and the same with Sandbox. They've just released their season 4, which has been going for a couple of weeks now. Again, it's not my cup of tea, but I sort of bear with it and check it out and try and play it. You can earn free. You don't have it. Does, contrary to belief, people think it costs a lot of money
for these freaking games. You're the worst endorser for these games, because every time you talk about,
I'm being honest,
and you tell me all the worst possible shit about.
I don't lower your expectations. No,
they're low. I don't even know what the fuck to do in that game.
You know what the sort of graphics
don't come over here, but come over here.
Well, Upland adopting that pixelated graphics or whatever for this season, so you know what sort of graphics you're going to get into by going to Sandbox.
Yeah,
and you're playing basically Sandbox is a bunch of layer 2 games. So you're playing those experiences. You can earn not Sparklet. You can earn sand tokens by playing it. It's free to play. You don't need to, contrary to some people's thoughts that it's so expensive to get involved in Sandbox. Yeah, it's expensive to buy some land there, but land in Sandbox is not even remotely the same as land in Upland. So you cannot compare those two by any stretch of the imagination. If you wanted to create your own layer 2 game, and pity that we don't have Jonathan here now to talk about it because obviously he's got experience over there. If you want to create your layer 2 game, well then you need to buy a block of land in Sandbox to do that. Where you don't necessarily need to do that in Upland. But so I mean, it's not for me. Sandbox isn't for me. Like I said, I play it because I try to experience all these layer 3 Web3 games. Sorry. But it's for other people, it might be exactly what they're looking for, especially if they like that Roblox sort of type feel. I mean, Upland said a few months ago they wanted to be the Roblox for adults or some rubbish like that. And I'm like, well, that kind of sounds like what Sandbox are doing. Why would you say that?
I think Upland does a very bad job of marketing.
Horrible job.
Horrible.
They're the worst at marketing. For
like that's what I do for a living is marketing, and like it always just blows me away and
how
the
much
opportunities that they miss.
You know how much better Upland would run if they almost even if they did it on like pro bono type case. If they just handed over so much of the control, not some the control, but the marketing, like you're saying. I mean, I don't know TML from a bar of soap other than what he does in his show, but he talks about like that's his job. He does this sort of creating these sort of games and making them run the way that people want to run, understanding what people want from games, stuff like that. And just the experience and UGC, like fuck's sakes, look at the structural ornaments we've got for this season, and they're trying to sell them for $20. Like, are you kidding me? That my structural ornaments are pretty basic. The fuzz range is pretty basic compared to what some of the other people are creating, which are amazing. There are some absolutely amazing harvest set. I'd be surprised if they sell 20, but the only reason why they sell them over UGC is because a lot of people just see that push notification that comes from Upland and the release of information and go, oh, that's what I need to buy, instead of actually getting off their ass and researching and working out what they can buy and realize, hang on, I could spend $20 with Upland, or I can spend 5,000 UpX from Swally and tick the same box. And if you ask me, I mean, I would say that if you're going to rate my stuff against other UGCs, I'm way down the list in terms of quality and how good it looks. But I still think I shit all over what Upland have done.
You don't understand how hard it is to put those blocks on the building, Swarley. Did you see how much effort they put into their little block man guy? That looked really difficult.
I haven't bought any of those ornaments. I refuse to buy them because it is kind of bullshit, especially for all the creators out there. And you don't even have to travel anywhere. You, like you're saying, you just go into the queue and you buy them. Bam, no problem, right? Like anybody would love that.
Upland could probably make a chunk of money if they just outsourced to the community, and even if they said, hey, we're going to highlight your map asset this season, we're going to take a cut, but you're going to get a fuck ton more sales because we're going to do the push notification, we're going to put it in our shop.
They could contract a UGC creator each season. Like DTech could do a range of structural ornaments for the harvest season, and that would be what's released, and he'd get 50% of the cut, and it'd probably be more than what he'd get if
normally.
That's exactly what they should be doing.
That right, like they had DTech had his whole own neighborhood, so they're trying to do some things.
What did he get for that? Like, and the prize that they announced for that when they first announced it, not too bad. And then by the time they actually gave it to him, because of the deflation of Sparklet, it was like, okay, you end up with 5 properties or something. Yeah, cool, that's not terrible. But the 3 Sparkle, 5 Sparkle, whatever it is that he got, it's kind of worthless now. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, still though, he's the only player that has their own neighborhood that's actually their own.
Oh, that in itself is amazing. But he made like 5 buildings or something. They only used 3 or 4.
He got like no share of the proceeds from the minting of it or anything, right?
So, no, of course not. Hopefully, Upland let him use the buildings that he created as blueprints. I mean, I want to build those showrooms. Those showrooms shit all over what Upland showrooms are. I want them all over Upland. I'd knock down my showroom to rebuild those ones. That's how much I like them. But whether that's ever an option, and I'll pay whatever it costs. Maybe there will be a limit, but I'd pay for the blueprint and then knock down a showroom and put that new showroom up. Absolutely, I would. But Will they ever do that? We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Anything's possible.
But yeah, in terms of outsourcing, yeah, I think a lot of stuff that could be done could be outsourced. I mean, even the quality reviewing of structural ornaments being submitted could be outsourced. You know, and maybe the final answer, yes or no, could come from an Upland employee. But I mean, again, you could, I don't know how you compensate players for doing that, but someone that would come along and review and go, no, there's an issue with this one, it doesn't work properly, or there's.
Well, don't they compensate the moderators currently?
Not that I know of. Yeah, they get a yellow name. That's as far as that's.
I thought there was some sort of like UPX compensation.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Some kind of pay.
I don't know. I know they got a badge and a yellow name in Discord.
I don't think it's much, but I think they get something.
Right. JP, have a good night.
You couldn't pay me enough to do it, that's for sure. I'd be banning myself. I'd be putting myself in a timeout.
On everybody, what are you, a fucking idiot?
I'd be putting myself in a timeout. Oh, Swirly's done it again. Have a timeout for 24 hours.
Or you just go the opposite, right? Like, approved. Everything's approved. 24-hour approval process. Just fucking send it in.
I'm always surprised on the Upland General how there's like some people that are just always on there. I'm
like, I know.
Like, how always be on here?
I think Stern S is a name that I always see up there, and
yeah, he's always on there. And I think a couple other people.
I guess maybe if like you work from home and you know.
Yeah. If you work.
I mean, I'm often on Discord chatting with people, but not in general. It'll be the private chats or the group chats that we have and stuff like that. But there's a whole heap of different people I talk to at different various times, and depending on what's going on. But yeah, I'd be buggered if I'm just in general, you know, arguing.
Right. I mean, that's just a good way to go to Alcatraz, basically. Right.
I just don't even read it.
Yeah. So. Happy, how are you looking on your gamified earnings? Do you give a shit about that?
Yeah. I'm doing all right. I'm doing a lot better than I used to be. I'm at like 470. I think 476 or so. So like 476,000 a month. And then the gamified earnings, like I always get the 5. I think that's pretty simple and easy.
Are you shooting for any more?
No. Why? 5? Why? Like the amount
you don't want the 15.2%?
No. You know, like it's not
worth. Doesn't make that much difference.
Yeah, and that small percentage that it would you know bump it up really just isn't worth it for me. I mean, I think it's nice that they at least added something to the game, though. To you know, you kind of at least have to log in now.
Oh, the gamified earnings is one of the best things they've done. It's absolutely brilliant, and probably should have been around from a long time ago.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it, and I love the fact that you've actually got to earn your. I think that's exactly what Upland should be, and one of the best things that they've done. The only reason why I give a shit more than normal at the moment is because of the Sparklet drop that comes with it. Now, I disagree with the Sparklet drop, and I wish they had never done it. It's not going to go away, so it is what it is. So, of course, I'm going to try and get my share of it.
I understand, like, your frustration with all the Sparklet drops, but the thing is if somebody wants to sell it, like, big deal. There's somebody who's buying it. Like, there's a buyer and a seller for every one of these transactions that's going on, you know? And
it's not so much that they've done all these drops. It's the dilution of what was already out there. So the people that have bought and whatnot, the dilution as a result.
But if you think about it, everything still builds the same, right?
But
like
now
5,000 Spark is the same as 5 Spark.
Yeah, they've said that they're going to rebalance it. When that rebalance is going to happen, we can only speculate. I've speculated that it'll be at the end of the winter season, so probably the start of frost, given that's when the last airdrop will happen. I've been saying that from a long time. So how much will they rebalance it? I guess your guess is as good as mine. But it's going to rebalance, and things will cost more to build in terms of Sparklet.
Well, I mean, that would only be if the price really goes up, though, right?
No. If the price stays low, things will cost more to build. So that they thought you could almost divide it by a dollar cost value. Like if it say it costs 1,000 hours to build an apartment, and you could put a dollar cost on that being 1,000 Sparklet for 1,000 hours or whatever it would cost, say $50. So these numbers are all totally made up, so don't fact check them. But then Sparklet doubles in price. Well, then they'll reduce the amount of hours that you would need to do to create that building by 50% because Sparklet's gone up by 50%.
Right.
So you could almost put a dollar cost average on a structure of how much it would cost to build. And that was the rebalancing. But the first rebalance is just the fact that so much more Sparklet is now out there than what there was 6 months ago.
Well, and the prices.
I mean, but it's not
considerably
really,
lower.
right? Like they may have released a little bit more, but I mean, as far as being in the game of Upland, there's not really any difference, right?
In the game of Upland, well, there's one account that went from 1 million to 4 million or 5 million.
So there's way more Spark in Upland now than before, which is actually not on the market, right? Like that's a good thing.
It can be on the market, and it will say any minute, unless you're a certain player. It can be on the market within 2 days.
Right, sure. I mean, but that person obviously didn't buy it to just go and sell it right away.
No, of course not.
Right. And so, I mean, like, it's not a bad thing having a lot of Spark on the market, and like the way I see it is even if it all dilutes or they change the values, it shouldn't change the amount of time it still takes for things to get built. Like, that's why they would change the amount of Spark it takes, right? To kind of keep things in line with the way they are. So I just personally don't see it as a bad thing. Like, I see it as they're getting a lot more people that are interested into the game. And, those people, they may actually decide to bring that Sparklet into Upland. Like, we don't know, I mean, not everybody is going to buy it and bring it into Upland, but you could have a few people that are, or even more. And then they start realizing, that Upland is actually a kind of a cool game. I mean, that's really what my hopes are, is that once the bull run really takes off, Bitcoin hits $100,000, then everybody's going to be jumping into all of these games again, and then you see Sparklet, that's going to be one of the, kind of most unique tokens on the market because you can actually build with it.
Yeah,
it had decent utility.
I actually had not go at Ben, but I brought it up with Ben when he tried to compare it to a meme coin, and I'm like, whoa. Whether you're bullish or bearish on Upland, Sparklet is anything but a meme coin.
Right.
Given that a meme coin has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to dump on your ass when the price hits a certain price point. And that is the only use case for a meme coin. Sparklet obviously has a use case in game. And if you're just someone that wants to play Upland because you love Upland and don't give a fuck about the price and never intend to sell it, doesn't matter what it goes up to or what it comes back down to. Like, it's irrelevant because you can just keep playing the game. So if Sparklet never gets to 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever price it gets to, it doesn't matter because you just want to play the game. And that was kind of always my fallback was, well, I'm enjoying playing the game and I enjoy making stuff. So if it goes up, happy days. If it doesn't, I'll just keep playing the game. Lately, I'm not enjoying playing the game, which is why I've got to rethink certain things and work out, I guess, long-term what I want to do and what potentials are. So the reason why I brought this up is because California's asked the question, what about the circulating supply? So this is self-reported. Circulating supply is 150 million UPX. Sparklet, which is self-reported. So my understanding is it is closer to the 200 million or the 180 that California. So I don't know whether it's just this site is showing a different value than a different site, which they can do. If you bring it up on CoinMarketCap. What did you do that for?
Come on, Swarley, get your shit together.
There it is. That was the wrong link. All right, so where are we? Website. Total supply 1 billion and market cap. What is your total supply? I'm not seeing it on my market cap, but it has to be here somewhere.
Yeah, you would
Okay,
think.
there you go. Second supply right here, 1.4 million, over 140 million. So it's actually showing lower than. So why there's such a discrepancy, I don't know. You can follow the wallets to a certain extent, which I did on Ben's show a couple of weeks ago. I accounted for something like 99.98% of Sparklet between the top 50 wallets, which will include all the exchanges and Upland, and which also includes our Sparklet that's on Upland, because obviously our Sparklet's in a wallet owned by Upland, which is why they have total control over it. So something like 20% of all Sparklet is in circulating, somewhere 15 to 20%, which is super, super low. So it's not a bad thing, like you're saying, that more Sparklet gets out there. I don't have the issue with that happening. It's just I don't think they need to do a 4x 4x airdrop for all this purchase spark. But even worse, the way they treated the players of the game, such as myself, where we're having to work for 6 months to get a 1.6 times airdrop, as opposed to them who got a 4x by a click of a button.
But you got to realize a lot of that is because of the abuse that people did with treasure hunting. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily, like, think of how many of these multi-accounters, it could have been worse had they have actually given people who treasure hunted a lot more Sparklet. Then you would really have people that were rushing.
But my point is, they shouldn't have done it in the first place. I mean, they could have just sold it at a much cheaper price. Lowered cost average. Everybody that had the opportunity that still believed in the game could have, if they wanted to try and consider that they were buying it at 46 cents a Sparklet. Well, guess what? You can now buy it at 5 cents a Sparklet and bring down your dollar cost average for Sparklet. If you're worried about the price, if you're not worried about the price, well, guess what? You can now buy it for $50 instead of $500. So what's the problem?
But I mean, right. But you can do that now, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what the beauty of it being on the market is now the market kind of decides the price for it.
Price, exactly right.
So, I mean, in general, like, I don't know. I just don't see them. I don't see it as being much of a problem. I think the problem really needs to be that they need to advertise Upland better and give people more of a reason to buy Spark other than just to speculate on it.
Do you know the best way they can advertise Upland, though? Is when Upland appears or Sparklet appears in the top 10 coin earners for a certain period of time, whether it be a week, a month, a quarter.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
and Upland appears in that list. That's where you're going to get the most eyes on Upland, and we're not going to appear on that list while they keep dumping so much for free out there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against all these airdrops. I'm not against owning. I think the road to New Orleans, I think all that's brilliant. I think it's a great idea. A lot of the other airdrops that they've done, incentivizing stuff, people that bought from an exchange and brought into the game, all that sort of stuff. I love all that. I mean, and that's what platforms like Upland need to do with their coin, to give it out, to get it out there, to circulate it. I just disagree with the compensation type airdrop that they've done for purchase Spark owners and earn Spark owners. I don't think they needed to do that. They could have just done all the other promos and competitions and whatnot.
I don't know. Like, think of how much money a lot of these people put into it, though.
But they put it in. That was my point earlier, though. They put that in with the understanding that they could never take it out. Like when you bought,
well, and I give you that, because you're right. And they, like, especially Abdullah, he never knew that it was going to be on an exchange when he was spending, thousands of dollars on it.
I think it's like estimated $1 million or something like that. But that's my point. It went from being absolutely worthless outside of Upland, outside of using it in the game. If you stopped playing the game, what you owned was worthless.
You could have never
had
sold
zero value. You couldn't sell it. Maybe you could sell your whole account to somebody else that could use it, maybe. But that's obviously against terms and conditions and multi-counting, all that sort of shit. But you could never do anything with it. And then all of a sudden, they've gone and introduced Sparklet, put it on the market. Guess what? It's something that was worth nothing. Even though you paid $460 for it, that was worth nothing, has now got a value. You can now sell it. The fact that you bought it for 46 cents, I guess, if you want to compare it to Sparklet, and you can now only sell it for 5 cents, it's still 5 cents more than you could have sold it 12 months ago.
Well, Well,
And
and even
that's
a
my
$4
argument.
drop doesn't give them that full value that they paid, right? So,
But that's just crypto. Like, and anyone that didn't believe that this, and I remember arguing with someone in general years ago. They're going, "Oh, Upland's not a crypto game." I'm like, how the fuck do you think Upland's not a crypto game? Everything that Upland does is on the blockchain. Like,
right.
and it has UpX, which is a cryptocurrency. It's just not available outside of the platform. It doesn't mean it's not a crypto. Like, the naivety of some people that just play this game and think, oh, it's because they didn't actually get a MetaMask wallet and transfer coins from one account to another account. No, it's not a fucking crypto game. Bullshit. It's been a crypto game from day one. And even Upland even tried to go, oh, we're going to go down the decentralized route where we're going to give you guys all the power and vote on shit. Guess what? How often have we got to vote on anything since they brought that in?
Yeah, nothing. You know,
Nothing.
and then not to mention like the amount of pit players that even participate in the votes is minimal.
Yeah, but you know what? Who are participating? The people that give a fuck.
Right.
So they're going. It's the same as the. And this is one thing I hate about Australia is in America you don't have to vote if you don't want to. So
Yeah.
the voting turnout often is pretty piss poor. You might 20%, 30%, something like that. I don't know. So which is fine, but the 20 or 30% that are turning up, whether rightly or wrongly, actually give a fuck about who they're voting for. In Australia, where it's compulsory to vote, we get fined if we don't rock up and vote. So, and I think, and I absolutely I take umbrage to it because we live in a free country where we have this freedom of speech. I choose not to fucking vote. I choose not to pick one of you morons to run this piece of shit country into the ground like you were doing. Oh, sorry, not the country. The country is fucking awesome, but the way the government running the piece of shit government running this fucking country into the ground, it just drives. And I'm like, I don't want to pick either of you. You're both as bad as each other. Go in a corner somewhere and sort it out, and whichever one wins runs the country for the next 4 years. Like, I don't
You got
care.
the same problem we do.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but Swarley's saying they get fined if they don't vote.
Yeah.
Over
We
here.
get fined. Like if you
doesn't
forget,
matter.
like you're away or something, and you don't turn up, yeah, there's a fine coming your way. Or and if you don't pay the fine, there comes a suspension. Like they suspend your driver's license and shit like that. Like that's fucking bullshit.
That's crazy. You know, like I mean that is one thing that's nice about our system over here is it is completely up to you. It's your choice.
So the same with Upland. You might only have 15% of people voting in the votes for Upland, but they're the 15% that actually give a fuck about Upland and where it's going and what's happening.
Well, and that actually play the game. Like it kind of shows, you know, how many think about, look at a city like San Francisco, New York, any of these older cities that just have these accounts that nobody's logged into for how long, you know, and those people are still considered players because they have an account, right?
Oh, they count. Well, they count 300,000 account holders or something in this game. Well, fuck off. Like,
right? There's
not 300,000 people playing this game. Oh, there's 100. You can go look at the stats and download it. There's 100. I did it the other day. 152,000 accounts that hold at least one Sparklet. I think at the lowest is like 4.5 Sparklet or 5 Sparklet or something like that. Oh, yeah, cool, sweet. There's 150,000 accounts that hold Sparklet. Happy days. There's not 150,000 people playing the game at the moment. There might have been 150,000 that have played it at some point in the history of the game. Happy days. But this bullshit that Upland keep going about, we've got 300,000 users and blah, 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 this and fuck off we have. Like, we're doing, if you did the real figures, we're still kicking ass on the other Web3 games, but it's nothing like 300,000 or 150,000 or anything like that. In fact, I would struggle to believe that it's 20 to 30,000.
There's, you know, based off of the votes, you could say there's 4,000 people that actively play Upland on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, and maybe 30,000 once a month, maybe.
Yeah. No, the numbers are really, really low, and that just kind of goes to show, like, look at the transaction volume in the game. You know, like that's like abysmal. There almost is no transaction volume.
But again, I charted that with cryptocurrencies. You can chart the transaction volume with the price of pretty much any crypto from the last bull run to the current one. They all look, the price of Sand and Mana look exactly the same as the transaction volume for Upland, because there is no one in the crypto world at the moment. Now that hopefully will change over the next 12 months, and you'll see another spike. And hopefully that spike, and this is going to be the real question when you look at that transaction volume, if that doesn't pass the peak of the last transaction volume, so we don't get a higher high in transactions, the future for Upland is not looking positive.
Right, because it shows a higher low, and then that's a lack of interest.
A lower high, yeah. And that is not a good trend, and that's like my long-term 5+ year future on this game will be largely looking at things like that and going, okay, I mean, we'll know at one point with Upland's transaction volume, when it starts to peak, does it get above what it got to in 2021 or whatever year it was? And if it does, it should go well past it. It should double it, and even make it look like a little tiny molehill compared to a mountain. In reality, whether it will or not. So I mean, that's a great medium. But what we're seeing at the moment with the transaction volume is not dissimilar to any other crypto project, including Bitcoin. Maybe not so much Bitcoin because it's had a pretty good rally. But pretty much any other, especially any other gaming crypto out there, it's not dissimilar. It's right in the ballpark, and we're looking as good, if not better, than pretty much any other crypto game out there, or pretty much any crypto for that matter out there. I mean, XYO. I just had that up on this screen. I'm still sharing, aren't I? Yeah. That's not what I want. This one had XYO, didn't it? There we go. All right, so we go look at the all-time for XYO. Doesn't that look exactly the same as our transaction chart for Upland? But
yeah, most altcoins kind of look like that, anyways, right?
Exactly right. So this is not a problem at all. And even if you go and look at Bitcoin, it does exactly the same thing. I mean, I don't know how far this chart's going to go back.
Well, Bitcoin's got a lot more history, so it's not going to, not going to look as much. But at the very beginning, look at that, right?
So when you look at this, so this is 2014, 13, 14, whatever bull run, and you look at that, and the price had done some stupid amount of gain, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. And then it obviously dies, and it's doing exactly what this current chart's doing. And now it's not going to let me zoom back out. But then when you zoom out, so we just zoomed in here, and then you look at the 2017 bull run, and then look at the 2021 bull run. So this is what we need to see from Upland in terms of transactions. We need to see that was 2021, and we need to see this as being 2025. If we see that, then we know the future of Upland is looking extremely good. If we don't see something like that, well, then I'm scared for the future of Upland.
So, I mean, have you thought about getting any money out of Upland?
To date, I haven't taken a single cent out.
But I mean, like moving forward, do you think like, even though, it sucks and you're at like a 25% mint, do you still think that maybe taking something out is better than not being able to get anything?
I am currently working on that. I try to balance. So if I look at my progressive chart, so I'm trying to do it without really affecting my growth in the game. So you can see here, like there's no real dip in the game or anything like that. I have been selling some properties in USD lately, which I've never done before, but you can't see that in my growth. So I'm trying to balance between not bottoming. I mean, I had 1,800 properties in Queens. I didn't sell them all at the floor to dump the floor and destroy that market. I'm happy to just slowly tick away and sell them. But you can see there are some sells in here, but and I've got almost $1,000 in my Tillier account to withdraw, which will be my first ever withdrawal that I've ever made since joining this game. But that won't make it because it doesn't count your USD and your Tillier account as part of your account or your growth or whatever. So that won't impact on this. So I was just doing chipping away. I was hoping that, and I said this earlier, I can't remember if it was before or after, before we started the stream or not. I was hoping that one day I might be able to have some sort of, hobby/income from doing this, like $1,000 a month. That was kind of the thing that really drew me to Upland. When I first started, I thought maybe that was renting out Sparklet, but then obviously the price of Spark drops, and renting it out wasn't really profitable anymore. So then I was looking at other options, and that's why I decided to go to the UGC. I thought that was a great opportunity, creating stuff, and it turned out that I picked it up pretty quickly, and I loved creating stuff. It was a lot of fun. And that side of it really is. I still love creating that stuff. I just don't like dealing with Upland. So, so the short answer is yes. I'm hoping to. I don't know how much I've exactly put into the game. You can use these sort of type. I don't know. The band tells me off because he can't get things to work, but I've never had a problem with this site.
Yeah, this is like probably your closest guess of like the amount of money you've put into.
So yeah, so you can change that to years, and then I'll put in like 5 years because that's more than I've been playing.
Well, this guy also will show you how much money you put in. Oh,
well, it's USD spent, yeah. So I don't know if that counts to just properties. I think it does. So I don't think it counts to things if you bought Block Explorers or even UpX. I don't think it counts to those sort of things. So Abdul is, tick under $1 million, and same as Sparklet. If you bought any of that sort of stuff, I don't know that it counts it. So that's saying to me that I put in $12,000 US. So my missus is not watching, but she knows roughly, I think, now these days. So to me, that's at least it's a ballpark for me to aim for, to maybe get back to break even type thing. Now, as KO said in the interview with Ben, if Upland went away tomorrow and disappeared and I've lost everything, I'd be pissed off. I'd be hurting. I'd probably be miserable for a while, but it wouldn't ruin my life. It wouldn't ruin, I wouldn't not be able to pay my bills or anything like that. It'd just suck. Which is the only way you can play Upland is you can't obviously, put money in that you can't afford to lose. But interesting to look at this sort of thing.
No, I'd be interested to see what mine was. I had gotten like 12K out.
Do you want us to look it up?
Yeah, let's take a look. Look at Happy MFer.
Okay.
There you go.
I think in the last year I've put in like almost $4,000.
So I don't know that Grom has some sort of tracking to track both sides. I know you can do the like USD sales. So you can do that. Again, I think it only tracks property sales, so I don't know that it counts. In fact, let's do that. I need to delete it first. I mean, it's probably going to be hard for me to even understand for my own account because I've sold some properties as well as ornaments, but I would have a stab and say any structural ornament I've sold for USD isn't included in this. I'd say that's only properties.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is only properties.
So it's kind of hard to track how much money in and out because there's no real. I mean, obviously you can't do it with Upland or anything Upland has, so unless you kept a spreadsheet of everything, single cent that you spent. There's no real way to know.
Well, you can go back to your emails and your bank statements, but yeah, it'd be.
Oh yeah, I could probably. Yeah, 'cause most of it was on one particular, not credit card. I've got what's called a Visa debit card, so it's just my own money, but using the Visa system to spend it. I don't know.
Is there a way to track like giveaways?
Ben does it manually, and he's up to something stupid. No, there is not. There's no utilities, and that's again another one of my gripes against Upland. I mean, like it's not news that obviously any UGC person out there knows the pain of having to move items one at a time, and at some point, if you're a UGC person, you'll hit the wall. You'll absolutely hit a wall and just go, no, I've had enough of this. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Especially even on a PC, it still crashes. You still get the errors and have to redo it. And it's super, super frustrating.
You could
and what's super annoying is
by reducing your movement by, like 1 to maybe 3 items here in the next few minutes if you were so inclined.
I'm not picking up what you were putting down. That's right.
What I'm saying is we're pushing 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Oh, you want to get the giveaway?
Midnight for me. My bitch ass has to go to work in the morning, and we got a giveaway to do. And I know if I let you keep talking, you will talk until 5 o'clock in the morning my time, and you'll.
My point is that this is Upland Burrows showroom, which is right next door to my showroom in Queens. Now, I try and keep mine in a row so I can keep tabs of what I've sold and what I need to replenish in my stocks. So you can see the difference in my rows of stock to Upland's rows of stock. How perfectly they're all lined up. So clearly it's done by a bot. They haven't moved them one by one like we do. So the system does exist to move multiple items at a time, have them automatically placed and stacked neatly, instead of moving one item, then it stacks it somewhere over on the fucking main street where you got to then zoom out, drag it around, zoom back in and place it again. When they already have a system that fucking does what we want. Make it a premium system if it's what it takes. Instead of paying $7 to get this fucking bullshit airdrop or these fucking whatever they are, which go see El Slack's video from the other day if you don't know what I'm talking about. We're paying $7 for basically nothing. Who wouldn't pay? What UGC player wouldn't pay $7 to go, hang on, I don't need to do them one at a time. I can use some automatic system that will automatically just put them all over here. Where do I fucking sign up?
That's
right,
definitely one of the more frustrating parts.
Yep.
There's a revenue source for them right there. I don't know what the price is, how much people would pay, but anyone that's moving stock,
They would pay
$5, $10, $20. I don't know what the price point that people would pay, but if you're moving thousands of items a month, it doesn't take much for you to go, hang on, I'll pay $20 a month to fucking have some automatic system that just does it all for me. Even if the worst case scenario is I'm then going to go around to my showrooms and price everything, which they don't do. That's all automatic as well. But we'll keep that for ourselves. Fuck the customers. Fuck the players.
Calm down, sir. Calm down.
Stop sharing before I get jailed. Like, I don't know. You want money a month? Well, I mean, I'm telling you now, there's a bunch of UGC players that would pay X amount of dollars a month to move shit. I mean, just
hashtag boner.
Just separate UGC. Like, I want a UI that creates a private group and like a commercial section. So anything that's in a factory or a showroom is in your commercial stock, and anything you keep for yourself for your own properties to display and decorate is in your private, and two different screens. It's not like when you go to apply a structural ornament, scroll. I mean, it's a good problem to have, isn't it? First world problem. But 2 minutes later, scrolling down, there's the one that I want. There's only one fucking structural ornament on that property. Does it just bring up that one that's available? No, it'll bring up every single one that you own.
Look, I would love to continue this conversation with you. Until
do your bloody draw then. Give away my shit.
Until God knows when.
Give away my shit. I don't care. You know that.
But it is getting late. And Happy MFer and myself have to go to bed at some point.
Yeah, it is midnight.
Oh, well, I don't have to go to
I'll
work.
go get a fucking little violin, you son of a bitch.
6 p.m.
I'll go get one. My daughter plays the violin, and I'll come fucking ruin everybody's night. And I'll play.
Let's go.
I'll play the worst shit you've ever heard in your life.
Well, you've got my list from last week, so it hasn't changed. I haven't had any new structural ornaments approved. I've only had rejections. Sorry, did I bring that up again?
Hashtag boner. Put a hashtag boner in. If you haven't done that yet, do it now. And I need to go find that list. Let me see if I can.
Well, it's in our personal one, not the group one.
Yeah. Okay.
So find your winner first, and then spin the wheels to see what they won. And you want to do more than one? Is that what you're saying?
I don't care. How many do you want to give away?
How many entrants you got?
I don't know yet. I haven't checked. I'll go check right now. We got. Let me do this here. Present Upland giveaway tool. Okay.
Sorry, Jimmy. I just saw your comment here about Upland have known from the get-go about Sparklet Band Crypto. I don't believe that's true. I believe that Animoca Brands has got something to do with why
This
Sparklet
isn't
is
right.
now. So I think there's a lot more to that story than, I don't think they ever intended Sparklet to be released to the public. I think it was circumstances that made it happen. And to be fair, it's probably for the good. It's probably the thing that can save Upland, hopefully. Oh, here we go. We're doing it again, aren't we? We need to start creating a manual list.
This thing fucking sucks. Angry said boner.
I just put anyone in the list that's commented.
Wheel of names.
So you got JP, Angry, Jimmy Jester.
I need another wheel here. Bear with me. Wheel of names.
You can't have two tabs, the same thing open. Didn't you do that last week? We had a different browser, like using
I can have two at the same time.
Brave.
And I'm just hoping it doesn't delete it all. When I change it here.
Fully.
Okay. So
who is California Trading? Who is that? Like, I know you've been around for ages, but I just don't know who the actual in-game name is.
Are you hard as a rock down there, bro, or what? What's going on? You
I don't know about
yourself
as hard as
riled up?
rock, but I'm getting just frustrated with Upland, you know.
All right. Hashtag boner.
And the annoying thing is, the only reason why you get frustrated is because you actually give a fuck. That's the problem. If you didn't give a
That's
fuck,
true.
you wouldn't get frustrated. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Okay.
The snapshot's the 30th, I believe, and then the 15th is the second one of next month. So they give you 4 weeks for the first one, and then 2
Well,
weeks
you
for the
know
second.
what? The ban. There's only 3 entries altogether.
Well, fuck it, just put everybody on the.
Just give everybody one.
We'll draw one for those 3, and then do one for everybody else.
Okay.
How's
All right.
that?
We'll switch to this tab. So there's the 3.
Well, Angry's one, I think, the last 2 weeks. Well, the band's always getting shit.
Oh
on
wait,
me.
Shant. We got a late entry here.
Shanbone. California, surely you've entered. Surely.
No, he didn't.
Well,
Oh,
quickly,
wait, no,
hurry
he
up.
did. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I just put CTC.
Oh, is that California? Is it? Okay, well, that makes sense. Well, Jimmy didn't
Yeah.
enter?
No,
Jimmy.
Jimmy fucked it up.
He's gone now.
Jimmy hates your structure ornaments and says, I don't want one.
Fair enough.
Oh, wait, there's Vape too. Vape High Guy, boner. Okay. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to do it.
All right, you do
Ready?
it, and then we'll do one for everybody.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we go. Who's it going to be? It's going to be
Angry 3 weeks in a row. Well,
Angry.
I'd say Angry's going to win the structural element challenge just by winning them off me, but I know
Yeah.
how many people are buying out there, and he ain't going to win shit unless he's winning a lot more in a hurry. I know the leader. I don't know what group he's in, but I know the leader for the last time I looked, which was a few days ago, for the executives and above, was already at 70 something.
I checked the director the other day. It was at 55.
Yeah,
I was like,
people.
fuck.
There's a lot. Sizzle was a bit of a struggle, but there's a lot of harvest season ornaments out there. I think people were preparing for harvest season. So you're gonna really need to pull your socks up.
God dang it, I
if you
did
want
it
to get
again.
that top 11.
Hey, that's what Angry wins.
Did you not share?
I fucking forgot to switch the tab again like an idiot.
So it's like you're made from the same cloth as KO. You're both as bad as each other when it comes to that.
Yeah.
All right, come on, quick. Do a tab for everybody that's in chat now, so we make sure we get everyone except for Angry. Fuck him off. He's had enough.
Okay.
Don't remove that. Don't remove that. No,
Okay.
just close that. But go back. Angry's won, so he's happy. He can hit me up. Is it Chicago Angry that you want? If you're still here, are you still here? So, what was it? A small town house v1. Oh, we'll do that now.
Let's see here. Who do we got? We got
Switch tabs.
Don't you ever talk to me like that again.
Well, I can't help you if you don't tell me if I can't see what you're doing.
That's true. All right, Jimmy Jester, and then who else we got in here that haven't put on?
Shebang. Oh, you got Shebang.
I got that
Scory.
one. JP.
Vape. I got Vape.
Got Vape. I feel like there was more than this.
Chuck in all the
Scory
white
23.
So Jay Sawyer, happy.
Let's see here. Jimmy. Oh, Trees. Let's see. Let's see. I think that might be it. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. That's everybody. Okay. We're going to shuffle this son of a bitch up. And then we're going to spin the wheel. Who's it going to be? Could it be Vape? Looks like it's going to be Vape High Guy with the dub. Now we move over to this tab. I remembered this time. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
You'll forget next week.
Oh, 100% I'm going to forget next week. Yeah. I'm terrible at this. And it's going to be the Fuzz Ranch.
Fuzz Ranch.
Vape High Guy.
So both for this season. What am I doing? Where do you want yours at, Vape? What city are you in?
Tell us now.
Yes, what city? So I know where to put it for you.
Well, if he doesn't answer here, you can just DM you in some kind of way.
It must be typing a message. You went woohoo, so nice. I don't have one. Oh yeah, cool. Well, you do
Excellent.
now.
Queens
is great. Sweet. All right, I'll sort that out for you.
Excellent.
I am listing Angry's right this very second. So Angry, you should have a notification in about a minute.
Okay. Well, this has been an enlightening and somber episode of the Neutral Zone.
Yes. Farewell for 2024. I will not be coming back on here, not as a host anyway. Maybe as a comment. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know. You might want to pop on and have a new take on something. Who knows?
Are you gonna have to change the whole intro song now?
I'm gonna have. I need to find a new permanent host for now, and then I'm gonna change the intro song. Happy, you're more than welcome anytime.
Yeah, you know what? Hit me up, man. I can do some shows.
All right. Then I
might not complain as much as Swarley, but I'll do my best.
It'd be hard not to complain more than me.
He's earned his right to complain. He's put in a lot of hard work and he's done a lot of really good things and has been a really good ambassador for the community. And it sucks that he's been getting kind of shat on the way he's been shat on. I really hope that the way Swarley feels and his assumptions are wrong. I really hope that this is just an accident and it isn't as nefarious as it kind of looks. So it's hard to kind of deny that, but I gotta stay hopeful that this game that I think we all kind of love isn't behind the scenes some sort of devious shithole.
I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 times more. The only reason why I get upset is because I fucking love this game.
I know.
It's hurting me to see what's happening in this game at the moment, and the frustrations not only me but many players are feeling. And I just wish it wasn't the case, but I'm at the point of, like I said, maximum frustration. I'm scared shitless of getting jailed just because of venting my frustration at putting in so much hard work just to get rejected for something that other people aren't, and it's just
that's a hard pill to swallow, and you've had to do it for months and months and months and months, and then it seems like every time you kind of get to a place where like, oh, I think I'm feeling kind of okay about things, then it kind of just rears its ugly head once again, and then you go down this cycle of.
I mean, if there's other people out there that have had a showroom waiting for approval for more than a month, let us know. I mean, they used to be done in a day. Now I've seen other players announce, that Paris was only recently opened up to apply for stuff, and people got stuff approved, fairly quickly in Paris. I'm still waiting. I don't know if it's not personal. It's fucking a big coincidence.
Well, probably maybe you can be behind the scenes, doing the production, highlighting those comments, and being my sweet little helper.
I wouldn't be able to hold myself back.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Nope. I would not be able to hold back.
Hey, look,
I'd be like, bring me on there. I want to comment on this fucking topic. And then you'd be like, no, Dutch Swally, we don't want you in jail. We want you making stuff for us. I'm like, well,
that's right. Well, you can still make stuff for us while you're in jail.
I can't.
We just won't tell anybody you did it.
That's what I'm going to say to you. If you go to jail for your rant the other day, just make sure you've maxed out your building for your factory so they can take taken away while you're in jail. But once you fill up your space, then they will stop anyway. But no, you can't touch anything when you're in jail. That's people's point. They get $1 million UPEX fine, and then they can't sell shit to pay the fine because you can't touch your account.
Well, that would take me so long to get.
Well, I think the fine's relevant to the size of your account, but yeah.
Oh.
I get, but then who knows? I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to anything Upland do, and
well, I like to think that there probably is. I'm going to hold out hope that there is rhyme and reason, and I hope that you're
there's
wrong.
no rhyme or reason.
Okay, no, I don't want you to prove anything else, Swirly. I'm fucking tired. I want to go to sleep. You do this to me every week, except usually we're not on air when we do it. Let me show you some shit. And then we're up for another fucking 40 minutes.
3 structural ornaments, exactly the same structures, same size, same everything, just different color. Okay, these 2 were approved at the same time. 28 spark hours. 28 spark hours. 24 spark hours. Why? Why the difference?
Because this one sucks more.
Because there's no rhyme or reason. They just pluck a number out and go, 24 sounds good. Here, have that. 28 sounds good. Here, have that. That is the only answer to that question. And you go, oh, because maybe because the standard one's got 3,000 mints, where the exclusive one's got 1,000 mints. Okay, there's an argument there. But exclusive to limited, 1,000 mints, 2,000 mints, same spark time. There's no rhyme or reason. They just pluck a number out of the air and apply that to you.
That may be true.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, that's problem 4 billion on the list. Like, I'm not going to give a fuck what they assign. They could sign me 50 spark hours. I don't care. I'll still print them. It'd be better than getting rejected. That's for sure.
That is true. Yeah, having some weird arbitrary number is better than being
rejected. Yes. All right. Good night, everyone. See you next year.
All right, Happy. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be in contact soon. Swirling with your stupid fucking face.
Happy Volga.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll catch you later, and hopefully next week on the Neutral Zone. Maybe the same time, maybe a different intro. I don't fucking know. We'll see what happens. But until then, peace.
Good night.